Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Rome Total War, the live... Come in, Claire. Come on in. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Get nice and close. There we go. Claire's tabbying a little bit right now, staying a bit back from the microphone. She was a bit scared. We're back. We're back with Rome Total War. Everything's lovely. Right, let's just quickly move ourselves over to... Hang on. I need to make sure everything's actually set up correctly. Hello, everybody. Everyone hope you can hear me. Right. Let's just get everything set up here. Get everything set up here. Everything should be fine. Now move us over to gameplay. And then activate noise. And I can see there's some noise in the background. Just very gently I can see there's some noise there. So, welcome back to Rome Total War. Just in case you forgot where we are, yes, we've kind of got the Brutii on the ropes here. We're pretty much about to, hopefully, albeit, there's a couple of big battles to go yet. We're hopefully going to be able to kick them out of Greece, full stop, pretty darn soon indeed. But there's two big questions, which is, so far, we haven't actually seen much of the Julii. Not just yet, anyway. So it's only a matter of time until the Julii decide they're deciding they're going to be interested in this whole business. Probably it's when we take Salona, because then we'll actually border the Julii. And at that point, they'll get interested. In fact, actually, who are the Julii at war with right now? Julii are at war with... Technically, they're still at war with Gaul, just because Gaul still has its one territory down here. That's all they've got left. They're at war with Britain as well. They haven't actually managed to kick Britain off mainland Europe. Britain's still squatting in over here, Batavodorum. So they still have that, but other than that, Britain are not in good shape. They do, of course, have currently uncontested the actual British Islands. Probably not Ireland, though. They often don't bother expanding over here for some reason. So they probably don't have that. Still, Julii probably the biggest force here. We don't need to beat them, though. We just need to get up to 50 territories and Rome. So today, if I can, I'd like to, knock Greece out of the mainland. I'd like to invade over towards, I'd like to actually invade Italy as far as we can. And Carthage, yes, indeed, as the title is, Carthago Defenda est. The Scipii are not keen on the fact that I just kicked them out of Carthage. They're coming. They're coming for some revenge, damn it. So we're going to need to actually fight a couple of defensive battles, I strongly suspect, in Carthage. And indeed, it's possible that the Julii will actually ship an army down towards Carthage too. Because they often are weirdly interested in the Med. Like you can see here, they've already taken Sardinia and they've taken Palma over here. So there's a good chance that the Julii might be showing up as well. So we've got quite a bit to see off today. I haven't actually spent the money yet this turn. But yeah, I've already got these places. Let's just check if I've actually built... Yeah, I've already got siege equipment being built in case I do actually want to move in over the next couple of turns. That is also being built right now. And this guy can't quite get over to Byzantium this turn. But other than that, that's absolutely fine. That's a good army there. And the Thracians, sadly, we cannot ever be friends with them, even though we logically should be, because it would make all the sense in the world, but no matter. Larissa, would you like a tax cut? There you are. Have a tax cut. Lovely. And also, why am I retraining? Oh, sadly, no, that's just presumably giving you increased armor. That's not very useful, but whatever. Still, happy with that. Happy with that. Right, I'm just going to quickly just spend money if I can for the end of this turn. Claire, over to you for a moment while I just figure out how to spend the monies.
Yeah, sure thing. We're just hanging out in chat, and I'm sharing the link to the Discord because Thomas isn't here, so I have to be other Thomas.
Ooh, do we have any other mods, or is it just you today?
I think it's just me.
Everyone
so,
be nice to Claire.
Panicking.
Be nice to Claire, everybody. Everyone be lovely to Claire.
You know, they're usually quite nice to me. It's just you that isn't.
That's fair enough.
Shout out to Sir Roderick Quincy Thunderbot on the Magnificent Hiking of Australia, who gave us $5 Australian.
Best dollars.
What?
I may have had a change of heart.
Oh dear, what happened?
Well, didn't you say last week, like, we didn't see any Canadian dollars at all? And the Australians do stay up late. The Australians stay up late for us. Like, you know, they're dedicated. I think we're promoting Australian dollars to best dollars.
Oh dear.
And New Zealand dollars as joint best dollars.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's offensive.
What? They're both down there.
But they're not the same country.
But basically they are. Australia's just like a bit off the edge of New Zealand. Okay. Okay.
I mean, you can't see the look of how I'm done on my face, but anyway.
Yeah, Claire's already done.
Shout out to Roderick, who said, hello from the future and the past as I transition through the daylight savings time warp.
Oh, is Australia just doing it today?
Yeah, apparently.
Ah, okay, that's cool.
Wow.
That is fun. And then we've got bloody rebels everywhere. Oh dear.
Yeah, Lisa says, since I believe most of us are actually in the cult of Claire, I don't think Claire needs to worry about us being nice.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all, not at all. Yes, and... Oh, gosh. Thomas Richter points out that Australia has plastic dollars. And I seem to remember someone pointing out a certain meme to do with the Queen and a dick that you can do with Australian dollars.
Does anyone remember why exactly Syracuse is rebel and under siege right now? What the hell happened over here? Syracuse is currently rebel. When did that happen? And who's got it under siege? Right, well that's interesting. And if that's rebel, wait, hang on. Do the Greek cities even exist right now? I think the Greek cities have ceased to exist. That's interesting.
Were you too busy being mean to me to pay attention?
I think this must have happened last time, because this is the same turn as we ended the last stream on. The Greeks... Did we get an alert saying the Greek cities were dead last time? I think, yeah, they must have rebelled. They must have actually not had any troops left in, like, Syracuse. They must have, like, shipped them somewhere. The Greek cities appear to be gone. So that's something I wasn't really expecting, but okay. Greek cities are just dead. That's just a thing that's happening. And yeah, I appear to be trading plenty of troops around here. Fine, I'm just floating a lot of money right now. So more elephants coming in over here. More good quality troops being trained up very fast around here as well. Actually, can I retrain these? No, I want to send them north for retraining. I can retrain you, and then I can just get some more... Yeah, let's just get some more elephants. Just basic elephants in production. Let's just get elephants basically being produced everywhere. Because more elephants is never a bad thing. Neither is more chariots. Chariots will never betray me. Chariots will always work in my favour.
Clariots.
Good old Clariots.
Yeah, by the way, Sir Roderick says it's not today, it's this precise hour.
Oh, we literally just travelled through time.
Yeah, because you know it's always at like 2 or 3 in the morning that they're watching the stream.
Yeah.
So.
But I was hanging out in the chat before this, they were saying, yeah, obviously it's normally, if we're doing it like today on Saturday, for them it's Sunday morning. Like, if we do it on Sunday, it's Monday morning for them.
Yeah, and they're still there.
They're still there. So special mega shout out to the Australians. Right, let's see what happens. Oh, they get... Yep, here we go. We're going to be straight into our first big-ass battle here. The Brutii. I'm kind of hoping... That's what I was really hoping would happen. Which is, yeah, the force around here has decided to try and relieve Thessalonica. Which means the force of Thessalonica is going to leave its walls behind. This is a good, strong army. Bit of a basic army, really. It's mainly just a giant line of phalanx pikemen, but they've also got silver weapons, silver armour. They're good quality troops. There's a handful of clariots, clarifonts, clercenary cloplights, cavalry, and also one Cleneral's clodyguard.
This is never gonna get old.
No.
He's gonna just keep that going forever now.
So, okay, what are we actually going up against here? Because this is... Oh, that's an interesting army. That is a huge amount of skirmishers, together with some light cav and a tiny bit of artillery, leading the first charge, but no general, together with Cornelius Brutus, who's bringing war pigs! He's bringing the pigs! Everyone loves the pigs.
Ooh, incendiary pigs as well.
Yep, they occasionally catch on fire. It's great.
Amazing.
Together with some basic infantry, but the peeler will still flipping hurt, and some more flipping artillery. Now, I've got no artillery, so... Yeah, the tiny bits of the... I think the clariots and the cavalry are going to have to basically flank to take out the artillery. That's basically their job. So this is going to be an interesting one. Right, Claire, back to you while I get drawn up here.
Yeah, Gabriele points out that perhaps they just went between streams because the last family member died.
Could well be, yeah.
It's
actually more likely they lost the family members are gone. Yeah, that's very likely.
Yeah, and then And then we've got a few more super chats while you have a look at the layout of the land. Shout out to Thomas Richter, who gave us 5 Brazilian reals.
Best reals.
Absolutely. And
does anyone else use the real? Possibly another Australian, South American country might use the real. I'm not sure.
We have definitely had this conversation before, by the way.
Have we? Intriguing.
Yeah, we have.
What did we conclude?
I can't remember.
Well, normally when you smugly say, well, we've had this conversation before, and as you should remember, the answer was B. But no, apparently
no,
not.
I was just being smug for no reason. Anyway, Thomas says, if I'm talking to Claire over the internet, then will I be talking to an eclair?
Everyone's fired. Right, let's just get the mercenaries guarding the flanks here.
Jeez.
Yeah, what?
There's a donation that seems super big, but it's in rubles, so I don't know how much it actually is.
You normally guess by the colour.
Yeah, that's why it seems super big. It's because it's red.
Okay, oh, red. Go on then, do we have a message?
Yeah, absolutely. This is from Leo. So shout out to Leo, who gave us 2,000 rubles.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure Claire is currently looking at what that is.
Yeah. It's not... I don't... The YouTube sometimes is bad at converting the money.
Well, it's not necessarily converting the money. It might be trying to figure out what the local purchasing power is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if something is not necessarily a huge amount in British pounds, it might be to the person giving it a really substantial donation in the local purchasing power of that currency, which means it's still really important to them.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
It might be trying to convert into local purchasing power.
It's just bloody impressive when you put in 2,000 is all, you know? Like...
Fair enough.
Anyway, so sorry. Leo says, thank you so much for years of entertainment. # Cult of Claire. First time on a live stream. Do you know anything about Army Krog or Starmancer games?
No, none of those ring a bell, to be honest.
I shall Google them.
So I'm not sure. So Claire, do some research and tell us about this. Oh. Right. The enemy, I forgot to check which way the reinforcements were coming from. Right, okay. Draw yourselves out like this, like cocking now, and also out of phalanxes, and okay. This is going to be a bit more interesting than I thought. Right, everyone out of phalanxes, run into position. We need a much wider flank than I was expecting here. Guys, did you just miss the memo? I think possibly the formation redraw cancelled their orders. Right, everyone out here. Okay, this is fine. Everything's under control. Right, so they're moving in this direction. The onagers over there. We've got more artillery in this direction. You need to just slightly draw yourselves out over here. Just to guard ourselves here. Fine. Over here we should be okay for the time being. Everything will be fine and you guys get your spears down. Okay. Now the question is, what are they going to do? Now they've kind of come into this slightly awkward position. And on my archers are not in range yet. Okay. Onager coming in soon together with Ballista. Onager will probably be in range immediately. This force is moving up in a marching column. We're not quite ready for a fight yet, but they are moving their cavalry. That's cavalry auxilia. That's going to move into archer range pretty darn soon. Actually, not that soon. These are basic archers, just do not have the range in a Rome 1. But looks like they will move themselves into range sooner rather than later. Claire, while we're getting drawn up, last chance.
Sorry.
Just before we start getting into mega battle territory, and I will just be talking for a few minutes straight.
Yeah, shout out to Martin, who gave us €5 and said, well, there goes the Commonwealth. Glad we still have best euros. And I finally get to see a live stream again. So welcome back, Martin.
Excellent. Welcome back indeed.
Hoping I'm saying his name right. Shout out to Ella, who gave us £5 even, and said it's been a while since I've made it to a stream, so hi from me and Miso, the cat. I'm cat sitting, and Sushi, the hamster. I'm hamster sitting. Also, some fish. The fish don't have names.
The fish probably don't need that much sitting, to be honest. Right, let's just quickly chase off these horses. Bunch of arrow fire coming in on them. They'll be chased off by any of this. Just keep them moving back. Couple of light knocks coming in. Clearly cavalry trying to flank over on that side. Cav also just coming over here. General runs straight into prepared phalanxes. Oh, well done. Well flipping done. Right, move the cav back. So I'm going to need the cav to deal with the onagers. This cav cannot get caught out of position. Instead, I'm just going to try and use this cav to lead these equites straight into the line. How's the general doing? The general is... Okay, these guys are already wavering, which is nice. Oh, blimey, hello. Sorry, I kind of missed that the chariots were under attack down there. Just keep the chariots. Just need to. Oh yeah, the chariots are straight off seeing those guys off. I'm going to send the chariots down there to the cavalry auxiliary. The elephants are doing good work. There's the pigs. The pigs are on fire, and the pigs have done literally nothing because they're pigs, so they never do. Right. Now, you guys, that's Equites. This is Equites versus Greek cavalry, which is not exactly a great fight, but they're already shaken. They're going to go down very fast. In fact, these guys have just got the improved weapons and armor. Just look at the difference weapon and armor makes, because weapons armor, these guys actually have pretty much equivalent weapons and armor. I think the chariots have gone nuts. No, that's not the chariots. That's the pigs. The chariots just naffing off in this direction. Those are just the war pigs. They're not getting through this line. And the Romans are starting to fall apart very quickly. They can't break through my line. They just cannot break through. And the elephant morale debuff is huge. Oh, and come the onagers! Right, well, these horses can start picking up a lot of kills very quickly. The enemy general is running away. Sadly, we haven't managed to kill him. I'm going to see if I can intercept him, actually, with the cavalry. If I get very lucky. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, run! Run, 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 run. I might just be able to catch him. This is the right angle. Get him. And... come on. No, he's made it off. Fine, go for the ballistas then. There's enough breaking around them. Oh no, he's sending in reinforcements. There's more coming in yet. That's the reinforcing force from the city. These guys should be able to basically punch straight through the Equites. They're at 54 with superior weapons and armor as well. The onagers are still firing. These guys should fall apart pretty quickly. Yeah, 47. Actually, they're feeling steady and fresh, which is interesting. Now they're down to shaken. These guys are still at 71, though. That'll do for the time being. Let's just check what's going on at the front line. Everything is okay, yeah. That army's just basically disintegrating. I can just focus over here for the time being. These horses need to cause a break here. That's okay. Principes reloading. Get them out of there. I don't want these guys to be hit by the Pilar. I'm just going to get these horses around here and then just take out the onagers. And that will hopefully separate the onagers from the rest of it. There's not much left down here. These are broken. Those are broken. Get down over here and into the side. And beautiful. Some Principes trying to chase him down. Meanwhile, at the front door, oh, just look at that. Just Romans just struggling to penetrate in. They actually do have mercenary hoplites that are doing a bit of damage there and some light damage coming in from the side as well. What do I want to send in? You guys, is that Roman archers? No, that's Velites. I'm going to deploy my elephants down the hill at the Velites. And then basically just work from there. We should be okay. You just start shuffling backwards for no well-explained reason. How am I? Oh, gosh darn it. My horse has actually broke. Probably after taking, a Principes Pila around. But the onagers have stopped firing for the time being. But they will now continue firing. And, oh, there goes the enemy general. He was just Equites. There wasn't a real general. Elephants are now chasing off these lads. In comes more. Ouch, bloody hell. Yeah, there we are. Elephants just need to basically get over here. Elephants are now going to slam into those Velites. Not going to go... oh, yeah. Oh, flipping. Yeah, those Velites are going to be screwed. They're actually fighting. Due credit to them. They haven't given up yet. I think I need to actually deploy my general forward. Hastati are already wavering. I think the archers are doing a good job. Yeah, we're taking some nasty knocks from the onagers. I'm just going to forward deploy my general. And we're just going to see if we can cause a mass break here. This guy can't. Yeah, this guy's not going to stand up to much at this point. So the general's now just kind of cutting through all of this. There's some more Principes. He is shaken. He's just surrounded by running away units. I'm amazed he hasn't actually gone over to wavering already. So in he comes. And my general just slams into him. Still steady. I'm just going to pull my lad back. I don't want my general fighting in that, to be honest. I'd rather my general was back away and then around to the onagers. I'm having a real trouble getting their onagers pinned down, which is... oh, they've just... no, I'm going to pull my general back. They've just released war dogs. I'm going to fall back behind the line because war dogs are an annoyance. Where are my elephants now, by the way? My elephants are doing... I think he's trying to bombard my elephants. Okay, I'm going to send my elephants to go and take out the onagers. which is ridiculous. But I'm really low on cav right now. Like, they are not fleeing. They're not fleeing just yet. In come the dogs. The dogs, however, are going to mostly run straight into this here phalanx, and most of them will be killed pretty much instantaneously. Get my general around the top here. Maybe I can get him around the top. How much have we killed of this army yet? Up to 56%. Not quite as much as I'd like, to be honest. I'd like to kill more like 70-80%, but hopefully we can run down a bit. The reinforcing army was from the city. Right, so they've probably mostly survived, in fact. My archers are also completely out of ammunition at this point. That's why they're not firing anymore. There's Principes. Get them out. I might need to... Oh! Yeah, my elephants have gone berserk, and so that... Wait, where even are the chariots right now? Oh, the chariots are just over here. The chariot's just chilling out over here being berserk. That's absolutely fine. Right, general heading in this direction. Cavalry auxilia apparently trying to intercept a general's bodyguard. Not a good idea. Oh, that's more flipping war dogs being released. Right, we'll take those guys out. And once again, I need to fall back because dogs do a good job against cavalry. And on very hard mode, your generals will just melt even if the enemy general insists on not doing so. The elephants aren't coming this way, right? No, the elephants aren't really coming this way. Let's just quickly get my general behind a line of pikemen, and we'll be okay. Elephant's going to take a few knocks, unfortunately, just from the Velites, but... Actually, if we're very lucky... Come on, chariots. There's an onager right there. There's an onager right flipping there. This is now awkward, because they have no reason to do anything other than just throw javelins at me, and I don't really have the ability to get up to them without abandoning my phalanx, which is what's kind of working pretty... Ouch! What's working pretty nicely for me. Fine, I'm going to bring this guy out of phalanx, just chase these guys down. You're going to go and hunt down those Principes, and another unit round here can just basically start... Oh, bloody hell, those onagers are doing good work. Okay, this force can also just come out of formation and can just loop around the outside here and try and get on the onagers and the ballistas, which is hopefully going to work. I think we've pretty much got it wrapped up. Now it's just a question of how many of them can we successfully kill. So Claire, back to you.
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun here. We're talking about the Cult of Claire and the Tenets of Tabby.
Oh,
and,
of course.
You know, explaining to the new people how the cult functions with its sacred texts.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nathaniel gave us $10 and said you two should play A Way Out and make sure you have working rumble packs for the end. Also, I was wondering why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me.
It's a good joke, I like that. Well, if you're looking forward to A Way Out, watch this space. You might just be seeing that sooner rather than later. So keep your eye out on that, because yeah, that could definitely be a thing. That could most certainly be a thing. This bloody phalanx is trying to track down my elephants. But luckily I've got my own phalanx out of position ready to actually move in on these bastards. So now just basically charging in, we'll just surround them and they break immediately. And that means now you can get on top of this onager. At this point, we're just pretty much seeing them off. They're all collapsing. I don't even know what's left. I think it's actually that unit over there, who we are literally in the process of hunting down right now. So just hunt you down, and this has been a good result. We've taken some casualties, and we haven't quite killed off as many of them as I'd like, but we have definitely had the better of it. Up to, in the end, 64% of them killed to 22% of me. Yeah, we've had the best of that. I'm pretty happy with how all that's shaken out. And there we go. End the battle. We don't have the cavalry to pursue. So, the captain lost 1,000. Cornelius Brutus lost 1,500. So, down to 1,000 men guarding the city. Bit better than it was, at least. Now, what else have we got? Yeah. Oh, no, we got more coming in.
Oh, we got more coming in immediately. People were saying in chat that the game sound is quite low.
Quite low? That's all right. Yeah. I can fix that right now.
But yeah.
Let's just quickly whack that up a little bit.
I thought maybe you'd want to be doing that while you're not in a battle.
There we go.
Okay.
And it's just this is just my scrappy reinforcement army.
Did you tweet this stream?
I might not have done.
Yeah. Thank you, Evil Penguin. Who let us know that we hadn't done that. Let's see.
I don't know.
Double check.
I don't know. You've got access to our Twitter there, right?
Oh, no, I'm doing it now.
Yeah, why don't you just tweet the stream in that case? Do your best to sound like you're me. Thanks for laughing. Thanks for laughing right there. Thanks for laughing so much. So basically what we got coming in is a giant pile of fairly, pretty much newbie little low-level tier 1 infantry taking on my extremely scruffy little army of just reinforcements. Now, the advantage is it's happening in the mountains, so I should just be able to draw up in a defensive position. This should go alright. Claire, over to... Actually, you're probably busy tweeting right now, aren't you?
That's fine. I can do it in a minute. We have a message from T and Charcoal who gave us $5 and said, "Hi, John, Claire, and Tabby."
Best Tabby.
Well, yeah, obviously. Taking a break from a job hunt to watch the stream. Can I get a blessing for employment from the Cult of Claire? Thanks for the stream. Well, you know, you can even have one from John as well if you'd like.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, break a leg. Best of luck.
I think break a leg is purely for stage. I'm not sure job hunting break a leg is a good thing.
Well, I'm trying to, like, be a little bit nice and original anyway.
Hope you break your leg during your job hunt. As apparently Claire believes. Dear oh dear. She's such a monster, Claire. She's a monster. Oh dear, and hang on, who are you? You're just basic Peltas. Spread you out a little bit better, thank you. And we've got...
Also, shout out to Kartoffel, who is giving us the tenets of Tabby in, you know, verbatim. And Tabby spoke, "Let there be food," and there was food, and Tabby saw that the food was good. Which I quite like, because in case you don't know, Tabby is like a very quiet, you know, sleepy cat who doesn't usually speak to us unless it's dinner time and she wants food, in which case she is very loud and, you know, cuddly and meows a lot.
She's a very talkative cat when she's hungry.
Yeah, so that works very well.
Right, and let's see where they are. Here we go. This is exactly what I was kind of hoping we'd see, which is now I can just rotate my line around to the top of the hill up here, and that should work very nicely. In fact, yeah, that should work. Everyone just kind of run, actually, if you can.
Oh
just
yeah,
keep
I'm
the archers in
definitely,
position
by
faster.
the way, stealing Sir Roderick's idea for how to tweet the live stream.
Oh, bloody hell. Right, go ahead.
We're streaming now, this isn't late at all, everything's fine!
Oh, dear. Right, I might essentially bring the chariots forward as a screen to protect against cavalry. Kind of, yeah, let's get the chariots moving through here. Because the cav that is Equites, yeah. I'm just going to start them basically hunting down the Equites. Oh, the Equites are already... Oh, look at the Equites. Oh, look at the dead horses already. They're falling apart super fast. Chariot's just going to go and hunt them down. The Cretans, that's not the Cretans, that's the other reinforcements. But these Equites will be torn to shreds by the chariots that are just currently just going through my own line, but doing no damage because they're not berserk, not yet anyway. And then I can probably actually use them to assassinate the... Is that Equites leaders? That is... Yeah, it's Equites leaders. And they have to... Oh, bloody hell. They have to walk up this hill. Marvellous. So, in come the Clariots, and they're just going to... They're just going to shred it. They're just going to shred them. Straight in, straight in, straight in, and dead. Absolutely destroyed. Right, okay. I'm going to keep the chariots ready at the front, ready to intercept whatever else I want. That's Principes. Let's just get these guys over here ready to go. And run, please. Right. Should be a moment's quiet now, because these guys have attacked us. So they're the ones who need to walk up the hill. Walk up the very, very steep hill. They've set this challenge for themselves, alright? They brought this on themselves. So this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be just flipping beautiful. Claire, over to you.
I'm doing the tweeting now.
There's 140 characters of it, Claire. How long can it take you? Who are you even firing at, by the way? I'm going to go over to Arrowcam of the Cretans, because the Cretans appear to be firing at something. I kind of want to know where they're shooting, because, oh, blood, look at the range on the Cretans. Oh, they're just tearing something apart down here. And Arrowcam. That was a bit of a missed arrow, but still. I see where they're going for now. They're just taken out. That is just a handful of Hastati. Just being torn to shreds. It's beautiful.
Okay, so Christian, who I think might be one of their first live streams because they were asking who was Tabby, has a question for you. The question is, John, why don't you use more elephants?
Shh. I'm training elephants everywhere. Like back in the Middle East, we have got like multiple elephant training on all sides. We have got so much flipping elephant training going on. And we've got elephants being trained in Carthage too, proper armoured elephants. So we've got, actually no, it's war elephants. Armoured elephants is the final tier 5 elephant. I think the Romans are moving forward, by the way. Yep, I think the Romans are moving forward. Now with
also because every time you use the elephants, they end up massively rampaging your army and
not so
dies.
much. That's the chariots. Right. I think the Romans are now moving forward. So what do we have? Yep, the arrows have already started coming in. Right now it's just the Cretans. The Cretans can get a light tap in on. Yeah, focus on the Principes if you can. Focus on the Principes. They are walking uphill. It's a steep uphill run here. This is going to be slow progress, and even the skirmishers are going to get a really, really nice set of shots in right here. They're on skirmish mode, but yeah, the additional range they'll get from the elevation is huge. All the archers are now opening fire. I'm feeling like I want to just basically throw my chariots away to buy time, because as soon as they're in range of the skirmishers, then I'm just going to send my chariots forward, and we're just going to basically smash into the front, and we're trying to assassinate the leader. So this is probably the right moment here. I'm just going to basically send my chariots straight through. If they go berserk, then that's fine. You guys are just... One of the chariots is just naffed off over here. In come the chariots, going to do bad damage to these guys, bad damage to these guys, and go straight for the leader. And it's going to distract them. It's going to slow down their advance, and it's going to cause it to be staggered. So now the general is down to... Yeah, he's already wavering. Their general's wavering. And not quite fleeing yet. He's actually gone back to eager. Those Principes are broken. Now just basically, hunt down the general. He's down to 63. Says he's eager. I don't believe it. He's going to be torn to shreds. 63 down to, running away. Down to 20 already. Good. Now, has anyone managed to make it? Yep, there's their captain dead. And now, meanwhile, has anything even managed to make it up to the front row yet? I'm not sure anything actually has. Right, you guys, get down to the Velites. There's some Hastati over there. This army appears to be collapsing pretty quickly. With the captain dead, it's not too surprising, really. Chariots heading down in this direction. I'm actually going to send them straight to these Hastati. In we go. And with arrow fire coming in... These chariots may have taken a few knocks and they may be about to go berserk, but quite frankly, they're going to have paid for themselves. These guys are frightened by chariots. They're trying to reload. My chariots have broken, but they are not berserk, which quite frankly works for me. We don't have any elephants here, however. We've got some cav I can just send thundering down the hill whenever I want. These guys are eager and tired. These guys are actually in good shape. Archer's gaining some good experience. I'm going to send the cav out to the side here. Is there anything off this side? There's a little bit of stuff on this side. I'm just going to make sure the cav's in a position ready to just charge down the hill. At this point, the cav should just be in a position to basically just thunder down the hill and take everything out. And these guys are... What's that at the front there? That is 160. Very tired, however. Can you actually... Yeah, take some pot shots over there for the time being. They've still got a decent amount of strength here. The front has fallen apart because the front's been torn apart by the peltasts. But now there's also, there's a light bit of damage here. 160, shaken, very tired. Peltas finally falling back. I'm just going to basically send these cav forward. We're going to see if a charge downhill can just basically break these guys. And the answer is... wavering. Come on. There we go, broken. Right, there's one break. Those guys are wavering too. They don't like seeing friends breaking nearby. Let's just get into... I'm pretty sure we're going to be hitting them in the rear now. And that should be an instant break as well. Marvellous. That flank's collapsed. Next, this flank over here has pretty much already given up. The Clariots have actually gone berserk in the end, but that's fine. And now I think, actually, any damage I'm taking is probably friendly fire from my own archers at this point, but we're okay. There's a couple of Principes. They're exhausted. They claim they're steady. I'm not sure that's going to last. I'm just going to send these cavalry just charging down the hill at them. They'll hit them in the rear. They're shaken. They're wavering. And they're gone. Beautiful. This army is pretty screwed. Where's the other cav? There should be cav around this side at this point. They rode those guys down totally. In which case, you guys get over here and hit these Principes. Yep, they're just on the run now. So at this point, it's just a question of how many can we actually ride down, and it should be pretty much the entire army. Claire, back to you, as I think we're pretty much done here.
Yes, indeed. If you have a little time, a slightly longer question.
Go for
it. I think Jens, let me know if I'm not saying your name right. He gave us 20 Swedish krona and wants to know, what is John's favourite historical period and why?
Probably it's just the 5th century BC, which is a very boring answer because that's kind of like, you know, a big area I've studied in detail just because, yeah, it's a big formative point for, you know, big changes in political and military and culture that greatly fed into the Roman Empire and as a result greatly fed into the world we have today. You know, the conflicts between Greece and Persia in the 5th century and then beyond into Alexander the Great's period. Like, that shaped the world. If those had gone different ways, the world we have today would be completely unrecognisable. But, like, I think the groundwork for that is laid in the 5th century BC, and the wars between the culturally Persian and culturally Hellenic groups. I think it's just a fascinating era. And also, just keep running people down, please. You're not done yet. And you get over. Where's the faction? There he is. Right, you get over there. Chase those bastards down too. I want as many of these people dead as possible, please. So yeah, it's a little bit of an potentially uninspiring answer. I'd probably answered like to that nature before, but yeah, I'd say probably the 5th century BC is to my mind a very important one. Like, there were really big earliest political and cultural fulcrums that we actually understand properly thanks to pretty decent primary sources. So I'd say that myself. And let's just get you over here and just run down as much as we can. Nice, just run them all down, lovely. So this force is presumably going to fall back to probably Salona or thereabouts. They're as good as done at this point. I'm happy to end the battle there. Let's see how we did. So, heroic victory, supposedly. I don't believe that. I think I had massively the advantage going into that. But they managed to get... Yes?
Hi, Mega Raptor.
Oh, hello, Mega Raptor.
How you doing, Mega Raptor?
Hello, Mega Raptor. Claire's got the Mega Raptor face on.
It's a thing now. So Mega Raptor gave us $200.
Thank you very, very much, Mega Raptor. You're always incredibly generous, ridiculously so, in fact.
Mega Raptor says, hi John, hi Claire, how are you doing today? I'm at work, so I can't watch. Don't give us $200 if you're not even able to watch.
Seems reasonable. That seems reasonable.
But I wanted to say hi, hello. Also, my happy robots in Stellaris just uplifted a group of soft squishies that must be protected after fending off space Mongol raiders.
Oh, good.
I have to go though, so have a good stream.
Have a good day at work, Mega Raptor.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to see if I can actually buy an alliance with Numidians, by the way. They've come for peace. I'm going to see if I can actually buy an alliance with them. I'm happy to just, like, pay, like... Yeah, screw it. I'm just willing to pay, like, 15,000, yeah. I'm willing to offer 15,000 denarii for an alliance with them, because then we can work together against the Scipiones. Darn. They're not interested at all. That's a shame. Okay, and we've also... Oh, is that Plague? We have got ourselves Plague in Antioch. Okay, nothing really we can do about that. That's just an unfortunate one. We just have to basically let that burn out. May as well, in that case, just basically recruit more high-quality troops, and then we'll retrain them later. Now, look at all the elephants. Look at all the elephants that are everywhere right now. We've got so many elephants everywhere. But yeah, Middle Eastern production is going to slow down for the time being, just because, yeah, until further notice, that place is shut down due to plague. Catapult range we don't need here. Dockyards we don't really need here. I'm going to get we'll get the Agora in kind of, because I think you need the Great Market in order to ultimately build, like, the armor factory building, whatever the top tier armor factory building is. I can't remember what it's called now. Blacksmith Armorer, I think it's Foundry, actually. Here's the Foundry, which is the tier 5 iteration, which we're not ready for yet, but we will hopefully be sooner rather than later. So that's up to 30,000 bloody gold. Right, you just chill out over here in time. Now, how has that left things? Because this guy over here did not attack us by Bylazora, but Bylazora is pretty much one we should be able to walk into. This force here is... That force here must be one we didn't fight last time. This guy is not quite ready to go and take care of that. This little scruffy force is probably best served. Yeah, you go over here and put Byzantium under siege. They seem pretty much unguarded right now. Actually, we don't even need to. We've got the onagers. I can just blast my way in there, which I'll probably do momentarily. So I can blast my way in there with onagers. This force, I don't know where this force actually came from. It might have been a force that was over here. The Thracians are moving in. They're a little bit damaged. I'm going to need to leave a significant force here to guard against Thracian incursion. Because the possibility the Thracians will immediately attack me. Let's look at the diplomatic here. Yeah, war with Thrace. Brutii and Germany are allies. I've declared the ceasefire and Britain continues swinging in and out of war. Fine. Nothing major there, and nothing major going on there as well. City grows. Which city is that? That's Thebes. You can have yourself a royal palace. That's absolutely fine. We know about the plague, and all the rest of it is fine. There's the economy for people who care about the economy. By the way, some people do have to see the end of turn report, so I'd say we're in pretty good shape in that regard, yes. I should probably actually just buy off this guy, because how old are you right now? You are 55. That's a bit old, to be honest. I'll probably leave you be. You can just chill out. Just enjoy being a rebel in my territory. It's fine. I like having rebels in my territory. It gives them a bit of flavour. I was kind of hoping the Parthians would ask for peace as well, but sadly they did not. Right, okay. What do we have that needs repairing? Archery range. I need to repair those archers up in this part of the world, which right now we cannot do. And also repair the walls. Repair the walls, please. Get all of these guys fixed up. Yeah, we've got... where did you come from? Right. How did you get past this? Interesting. Are you willing to fight? Not only are they willing to fight, the game technically thinks they win. Okay, well, I'm just going to hold out here then, screw it. If you think you win that, that's fine. I'm willing to basically just say, fine, I'm just going to hold the bridge. You want to get back up north to your own territory? Then you go nuts. The Scythian incursion seems to be mostly defeated at this point. It's a bit troublesome at times, and those guys are, yeah, the game really thinks highly of horse archers when it comes to the auto-resolve, so trying to take those guys out, not necessarily a good idea. Let's get the mines going up there. And Halicarnassus, just get ourselves... Oh yeah, I always forget, you as a Hellenic faction, you do get aqueducts, you just don't get city plumbing. It's just the final tier 5 upgrade you don't get as the Hellenic factions, but you do still get aqueducts. Archery range... Yeah, I could just get an archery range going in here. What have I even been trading here? I've just been trading... not much. Not much. I can't trade much here at all. Yeah, let's get an archery range going on here. At least then Halicarnassus can contribute a little bit. And let's just get some proper walls set up on roads. It's historically appropriate that the roads had a really good armoured fortress on it. So that's good. We're a little bit early for said armoured fortress. But still, it's nice that it's there. Right, and then we can also just start building the happiness buildings, because happiness buildings are good buildings. So. Do you want to try... I don't think you can even get over to that guy. I'm not sure you can get there in time. You can probably... Okay, by Lazora, you can probably just basically walk in. For safety, I might want to... Yeah, that's fine to auto-resolve. That'll be... that wasn't an interesting fight, so I'm happy to just auto-resolve it to that one. I'm going to exterminate... And also, you apparently got involved, but then didn't stick around. Let's just also quickly see you off. There we go. You can just naff off, thank you. We've got visibility of more people coming in there. They've got a little fort. I think they've just abandoned over in this direction. Okay. I might just actually have this guy move. I'm going to have this guy move over here. I'm going to have this guy move towards Salona. So he's going to take Salona. That's absolutely fine. There's not much guarding the southern frontier. Let's just check what's going on over... Yeah, Carthage is actually angry right now. The problem is, Carthage is not really meant to be... I'm going to cancel the blacksmith and get more temples coming up here. Carthage is very, very far away. And it's going to get unhappy fast, because population growth plus 7.5%. Carthage is a really high growth settlement. And these guys are not quite coming in yet, but they're clearly grouped together for something. They're interested. They're interested in coming in at some point. I just need to get the happiness religious buildings built as fast as possible to try and offset that. Right, so Bylazora comes into our empire. What religion's there? Temple of Artemis 2. Don't need one of those up north. Get rid of that. Rebuild all these buildings. Retrain all these people. Train ourselves some... Yeah, train spy. That wouldn't be a bad thing to have around here. And then, what's the growth rate around here? Growth rate is 3.5%. That's okay, but I'll just go for Asclepius. Just for some safety around here. Now, we can probably actually just, basically just shove our way into Byzantium. So next up is I want to take that out. And this is actually the first time we get to issue onages against walls. So I'll do that one myself. And that is just, horses, dogs, double Hastati and Velites. Shouldn't be anything major. Let's sort that out. Claire, over to you.
Yes, indeed. We've got a few messages from chat. Gabbo wants to know if you're planning on playing Telltale Batman Season 2, and if yes, can you please be the goody Batman?
I'm not planning to, because the original series, it just wasn't really very well viewed at all. What I have done, however, is I've basically been watching other people playing. I've actually been watching Yogscast Hannah and her playthrough, and I will say, due respect to Telltale Games, because like one of the running jokes and criticism about them is like you know none of what your choices actually matter, like none of them have real consequences, and like depending on whether you've turned Joker into a vigilante or a villain over the course of the first and second season, and particularly the choices you make in the second season and how you choose to turn John Doe and what sort of Joker he turns into, like the episode 5 of season 2 is completely different. Like, I've watched both versions, and, like, I don't think there's a single scene shared between them. Like, you get a completely different end to the season, depending on what choices you made previously. Vigilante and Villain Joker are 100%, like, different stuff. Which is really cool. And due respect to them, because that is something I think most people wouldn't expect from a Telltale game. So, I think that's actually really, really nice. So, well done to Telltale for that sort of thing. I'm just going to quickly redraw my line a lot kind of slimmer around here, and then we're just going to batter our way in. So I'm not going to play it myself, but I have watched someone else play it, and I'd recommend you do the same. Because I think it's actually a really, really cool little thing there, especially the way it all shakes out by the end of the 5th episode. So, just going to use our onagers to bring down the wall. And if we're very lucky, because we've got 2 onagers targeting 1 basic stone wall, I'm kind of hoping we might get to actually see some of these Velites... Oh, excuse me. Hoping we might get to see some of these Velites actually fall off the wall, which would be very cool. In fact, I'm just going to bring some of my... one of my damaged arch units just a tiny bit further forward, just so we can actually see the wall's health right now. Because when you're too far away, you can't actually see what the health percentage is. The enemy will try and vacate the walls when it starts taking a little bit of damage. But if we're very lucky, by the time it realises it ought to be vacating, it won't be able to get off in time. So we'll just kind of have you moving over here. Come on. It's a little bit closer, And, oh, Claire's making the noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it the same noise as for big donation?
You made a noise. You certainly made a noise.
Yeah, a shout out to Emily, who gave us £5 and said she gave up chocolate for March to raise money for charity.
I think I saw this. I think Thomas was tweeting about that.
I mean, You're so brave.
So the wall starts to collapse. I do like the effect with the walls facing collapsing first. They haven't decided to vacate the wall yet. Oh, now they're thinking about it. But now the walls are... Oh, dear. Oh, yes. They left that way too late. So that's about 100 dead Velites just fell over, which is just flipping beautiful. And now they're coming over here, which is really also very unfortunate, because I believe wall debris does actually have proper physics on it. So when this wall takes its next set of knocks, and the next set of debris falls down, that will... actually, I think, kill a few dogs. So yeah, they're just far too close to the wall right now, which is a shame. So that's worked beautifully well, and then just need to get up to 100. Yeah, so those Velites have taken a massive knock. These war dogs, I think, have taken a knock too. There's Hastati and more Hastati over here and here, but for the most part, I'll probably just knock down the towers and then just send my archers forward at this point. Next boulder will cause that to collapse. And, oh, that was just... Oh, did you see that? That little puppy was just sent flying by a boulder. I feel sad now. I'm sorry I'm taking over this settlement. And kaboom. In comes all of the actual debris there. So that should then just fall apart momentarily. That will just fade away at this point. And now I should just be able to forward deploy my archers. But first I'll just use my onagers to knock out the relevant towers. So Claire, back to you while we're just doing that on triple speed, or actually 6 times speed. The frame rate's not falling, it's just the frame rate does just go to hell in this game when it's when you're trying to take out towers and when you're at triple speed.
Claire, please carry on, says John before carrying on talking. Take a drink!
Just you know, I'm contextualising what's happening while you're talking, that's all.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, shout out to Emily for like giving up chocolate and also giving us £5. She said, so you can have some of the money I didn't spend on chocolate. Treat yourself. You deserve it. And everybody in the chat was quite amused that you interrupted me as well. Also, 30 in the chat asked if there is a drinking game. There is not, in fact, a drinking game, otherwise everybody would die of alcohol poisoning. It is just a running joke that there probably should be one. So please don't die.
Shh, please don't die, Marvellous.
Anyway, Retum wanted to know if you think there's any chance that we'll hit the Marion reforms before the end of the campaign.
I'm not actually sure how the AI Marion reform timing is calculated, because in the it's the first Roman faction to hit a level 5 settlement if you're playing as the Romans. But I've already hit level 5. I don't know if the game does actually keep track of this and says, okay, so one of the AI factions has to actually hit level 5 for that to happen. I don't know. If that's how it is calculated, it's pure luck whether or not a Julii faction will hit that. If they were to, it would likely be in Batavium, and I'm likely to take Batavium off them. So, short answer, I don't know. Also, let's just quickly focus on fire. There's a lot. I love the arrows just kind of swarming the battlements. But let's actually instead just take out the puppy handlers here. So we're just going to quickly take out the puppy handlers. And as the puppy handlers fall, the dogs will auto go down as well. Everything will be lovely. Yeah, the problem is it's very difficult to take out guys who are actually on the wall defences. So these guys might be a bit on the tricky side. If I got enough, I've probably got just enough to potentially knock down this wall, or at least get to 60%, which might just get these guys off the wall, which would be nice to see. And, oh, blimey. Just arrows flying in. But yeah, the wall defences do a beautiful job just kind of seeing it off, so it's unlikely to do much. I'll slow down that. No, not you. I'll slow down these guys far a little bit by actually telling them to use flaming arrows, because that will just be kind of prettier. And these guys will just, yeah, between shield and the wall defences, this won't do that much. If you can, you guys focus over here, and then... Oh, the frame rate doesn't always 100% like it when you use fire arrows, though. The frame rate sometimes is unimpressed with fire arrows. Right, Claire, back to you.
Yeah, sorry. Shout out to Jens, who gave us 50 Swedish krona, and one was asking what kind of setting you think a creative assembly should do after they're done with the Warhammer universe.
I have always... Well, we already know they're doing China next. I've always said I think World War I would be a really interesting way to try and just do an experiment with. Some people disagree with this. I think it would be fun. And tragically, we didn't have quite enough stones to get the wall down, so these guys are going to be standing incorrect, so... probably what I want to do, therefore, is I'm just going to actually... I'm going to try and lure them off the wall a bit sneakily, which is I'm going to tell them to stop. I'm going to turn off fire at will, and then basically I'm going to send my cataphracts forward to basically just slam through all of this, and they'll have no choice but to come down to deal with it. Because I think my cataphracts should just be able to basically punch straight through what's not on the walls right now. And that will hopefully pull the Hastati down, because cataphracts can basically just punch through pretty much anything. So, yeah, my plan is basically just to say, screw your peeler, screw your everything. I'm just going to basically come over here, hit these velites, cause them to break immediately. And we'll see if that works. This is potentially an interesting plan, but cataphracts should be able to take peeler. But Hastati 142, but unupgraded 142. And these guys have got... Actually, these guys have got experience 1. So I'm kind of hoping might be able to pull that off. So those guys head through the breach. Hastati don't seem to be firing. It's no, there we go. There's the thing. That's what I was expecting to see. So now just basically go through here. Those guys are wavering or... Sorry, you guys broke? Excuse me? Excuse flipping me? Right, well, that's just weird. And now, weirdly, they're running over here. Well, the plans accidentally worked in the stupidest way possible, which is they are actually now backing down off the wall. So, accidentally, that's turned out to be a moment of genius on my part. Ah, accidental genius, the best type. Right, well, in that case, you guys just keep going forward in that direction, because apparently that worked somehow. Fine, whatever. Or you can just try again. Go on, guys. Actually, there's flipping... You guys just take out the Velites there. Alright, take out the Velites there if you can. Just everyone just draw it around here. You guys get in there again. See off the Velites, please. Where's their starty? That's down here. Right, they're pulling out over here. I want these flipping Velites taken out. So, flaming arrows. In come the cataphracts for another go. This time... Yeah, there we are. Now they're falling apart. Now, you guys move over here, ignore the Hastati, and now, hopefully, that will create enough of an opening that you can just basically punch your way through the rest of it. No, what are you doing? No! Just up here. Up here to the dogs. Just charge the dogs, please. There shouldn't be many dogs left at this point. And if you can just take out a couple of handlers before they release the hounds, which you should hopefully be able to do. And that will be a couple of dogs will auto go down. Yeah, fine. So, those guys are shaken down to 14, going down nice and fast. Then there's some Equites. 48 cataphracts versus... Though actually the Hastati have managed to get behind them, which is probably going to cause these guys to break. That's fine. I can just repair these guys later. It's just kind of fun just throwing cataphracts. Plus, on this occasion, now I've actually got proper infantry coming in. So those cataphracts will break momentarily. Notice as I kind of needed the war dogs to break if we wanted any chance of these guys surviving. These guys are marked as steady right now, which is interesting. Come on, war dogs, go down. Go down, war dogs. Just break. They've got very good morale, war dogs. There we go. Bloody finally. Right, you guys, get around the back over here. In fact, actually, why not? Let's see if we can get... Oh, I've literally got no other calf. This isn't going to work, then. Unless, of course, these Hastati break, which they, in theory, could do. That'd be fun to see. Well, we've got actual flipping... Actually, you know what? Okay. You come out of your formation. You get around the back over here. You two, meanwhile, just get over here and just block up the way that the other two Hastati might wish to go. If you're over here, you should be fine. So you do that, and then those guys come over here, and then we can just basically get the... In fact, actually, why am I not just deploying the archers? The archers can just go forward. Ah, screw it. Fine. Yeah, go for it. Archers, get in over here. Let's see if you can save the cataphracts. Ah, they're wavering. They are wavering at this point, so that's unlucky to work. But they do stand up well. And anything that's left of the cataphracts does try to flee. Handful make it out. Nothing major. Fine. You guys are the ones who need to get your spears down at this point. In fact, because the Hastati are now probably coming. So just redraw yourselves out. We're not quite ready for this yet. But against winded Hastati, you'll probably do a decent enough job. So those guys are, yeah, they're already steady but distraught over the number of enemies. They're massively outnumbered. And if these guys can just get into formation before they start to advance. If you guys want to, yeah, just tell them to stop. I'm just going to tell them to stop, because that normally gets their spears in a good position. That will... Come on, just stop. Yeah, there we are. They're tossing in some peeler. That's fine. They've done a little bit of damage there. Stop. And I think they've got their spears down just in the nick of time there. And now these Hastati are just going to be shredded. Yeah, they don't stand a chance of penetrating any of that. That's fine. There we go. And then in come the archers. So now I can use these guys to move forward and cover the advance. And the archers can just loop around here. As I would have expected, these Hastati are now trying to move forward. By the time the actual archers push past them, they'll be in a good position to basically block against these Hastati. So those Hastati will be absolutely screwed. These Hastati are running. There's cavalry up there. Yeah, now it's just two groups of cav. The archers will tear that apart. So with that, we're pretty much done. Now we've actually got a decent entry point into the city. We're okay. Claire, back to you.
Yeah, we're having a nice chat about history and rebellions and revolts in the chat, so that is cool. Mm-hmm. And we've also got a message from Classic Max Reviews, who gave us $5 Canadian.
Second best dollars.
Ooh, and said, long-time viewer, first-time donator, thank you for introducing me to Rome Total War last year. Canadian dollars are best dollars.
Oh dear.
Hashtag cult of Tabby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you want to praise Tabby, you have to sign up for the Cult of Claire. You know, Tabby's not really into the kind of work that it takes to run a cult. She's busy sleeping.
That seems reasonable,
napping,
yes.
So, yeah.
That does seem quite reasonable, yes.
So there is that. Shout out also to Thomas Richter, who gave us 2 Brazilian reals and is upping it with the puns. Dad jokes. I'm not sure which it is.
Okay.
He wants to know if Tabby is trying to be scary. Is it taboo? Oh, the face John's making, you guys.
Excellent. Top marks for trying.
Okay, but I will go to bat and say that puns in a second language are really hard.
That's okay, fair enough. Fair enough, that is true. And we've got... Why are you guys over there? Okay, just stop running away and instead just basically murder these here Hastati. Just get over there and then... And... There we go. And these archers have kind of got a little bit ahead of them where I was kind of planning for them to be honest. I kind of thought they were going to be further... Okay, just fall back a little bit here. Fall back a little bit here. And you guys, maybe you go forward a little bit there and intercept a bit better. And then these guys have completely given up being in a phalanx. They've decided they can't be bothered with phalanxing. But that's fine. These Hastati are going to be just basically swarmed by superior numbers. So they will go down pretty fast. But the phalanxers are not exactly phalanxing correctly right now. To be honest, the phalanxing, you know, is not exactly going spectacular. Right, you guys, get over here and hit those velites, why don't ya? Hit those lovely velites. Right, the archers just did one great big blob. This is 6 separate units. Just like, yeah, whatever. We're in one unit now. Units are boring. We'll just do our own thing. So you just get through here, and these guys are kind of got some spears. Not much, but they've kind of got a little bit of spear going on. It's great. Oh, bloody hell. City streets are difficult work for Hellenic factions sometimes. Still, at least some of them are getting some shots at over there. That's good at least. Hastati, they were at 66, they're still at 66. The archers are not concentrating fire particularly effectively, but they are exhausted, so they should go down pretty fast now that we're actually... Oh, yeah. That's more like it. Now we've actually got on top of them and the actual spear's doing some good work. This is going to do a fair bit of damage to these guys, but not enough to scare them off. They're still very much steady and fresh. So this should be okay. They've given up being in a phalanx again. Okay. At least this force has been eliminated. That's fine. Unless it's fled. Oh, it fled this way. Fine. You guys, you draw up over here, assuming there's no tower there. Actually, you know what? You draw up way over here. Just for safety. You stay back here as reserves. In fact, come over here as reserves. And then everything else, you guys just basically march forward. Just march forward, get into position over here, and then the archers can take care of the rest. It'll be fine. Oh dear. The archers are in a strange position right now. Claire, back to you.
Yeah, shout out to Benny, who gave us 200 Norwegian krona and said, so I love all your different types of gameplay, especially Rome Total War and Stellaris, and I want to thank you for that. However, have you considered playing Mountain Blade Warband?
Yes, absolutely. It is one of those ones I imagine we will do in some capacity at some point. I don't know exactly when, but yes, absolutely. It's definitely one we will look at.
Yeah, and he also said, P.S. Thanks for playing my favorite faction.
Oh, the Seleucids.
I think so, yeah.
They're a good faction. They are a very good faction.
And also, shout out to Thomas Richter again. He gave us 5 Brazilian reals and said, this is the alternate reality of Rome where Julianus Vatinius was never born, so the Brutii will certainly perish at the end in the hands of the Seleucids.
Well, Julianus Vatinius has probably been born. It's just he's still currently just, a mercenary. A mercenary chilling out somewhere in Asia Minor. He just never got actually, hired, then promoted. Which was just a freak accident. In comes the Equites, by the way, charging into prepared spearmen, so they are not going to do particularly well. I don't think Julianus Vatinius is still out there. It's just, he's never been given a position of command in this universe. So he is safely just living a quiet, peaceful life with his wife and children, you know, not dead, etc. It's all fine.
So what you're saying is as soon as he's given a command, you're gonna die.
I'm just going to... Potentially, yes. That strikes me as eminently reasonable. These guys are eager and doing... Actually, these Equites are doing a surprisingly competent job running into spearmen. I've seen generals do a lot worse than this. But they can't stand and fight for too long. It's probably because it's the general, so he's getting a bit of a boost off that. Archers, you may as well just basically, just fire at whatever you will. I think they've got a bit of a shot over the top there. Yeah, some of them have got a tiny bit of a shot at these here starting. These guys are doing... Actually, these guys are wavering. Those Equites have done weirdly well. Right, well, I'm glad I've got these reinforcements back here. You guys, get forward, and you guys are now trying to run backwards. The Equites are now just charging... Sorry, did my entire archer corps just simultaneously collapse? I think we found Julianus Vatinius. It's fine. We've got some very nice spearmen coming in. I was not expecting bloody Equites to be able to actually push through a spear line that effectively. But momentarily he'll actually be running into these spears, and then he'll immediately break himself and be completely screwed, so that's fine. And yeah, there goes the general. So fine. That was, yeah, he got very lucky there. He got very lucky. When I say he got very lucky, he's... Okay, deploy my own general to deal with these bloody Equites, because this entire line has just collapsed, which is very annoying. Right, tell me you have at least got a... They've even not got proper archery, they've got practice range. It's going to take a while to retrain these bastards. Right, deploy the actual general, flipping 41 heavy calf. Blimey, that was weird. I'm honestly not quite sure. Like, even with the kind of bonuses that generals get, that's weird. That's a very weird result to have actually just pulled there, that so many of them just died. Right, deploy my captain. And bring in my general. Proper heavy bodyguards to deal with you. And hopefully they'll go down pretty quickly. If he actually manages to kill this general, that'll be really odd. 37. Yeah, this guy's got upgraded weapons and 2 chevrons of experience. Equites. Okay, good. The Equites are actually going down at this point. How are you not broken? Your captain's dead. It's really weird. Alright, fine. Bring in more men. It's fine. This time you won't all die. No, I said bring in the men. Bring in the men. There we go. We just need about 50% more men. That's what we need. Those guys are shaken and exhausted. Where's my actual leader? If we can just basically, yeah, deal with him, cut these guys down. I think hopefully we can basically just kind of counter-push at this point just with the general. General's in a safe position right now. Those guys are wavering, so we can basically just ride down. Yeah, these guys can be ridden down pretty quickly. They're broken. Good. Ride them down. Good. Good, 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 good. That was so weird that one unit of Equites was able to push through phalanx pikemen and then cause a mass break. Very odd. Right, well, let's just ride them down, then I'll just wait for the reinforcements. Right, Claire, back to you.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ice Lord Cryo, who gave us $5 and was saying, I'm going to adopt a kitten in a few weeks. I was wondering if you guys could suggest a few historically themed names.
Historically themed cat-related... Catullus?
You do
Cataline?
love Catullus.
Catullus or Cataline? I don't know. Hello. Hang on, what are you... Oh, no, that's not them. That's not you. Okay, fine. You're already here. Why don't you just come over here, just see what you can do. You might be able to do some good work against these bastards. Bit of an awkward angle just because of that. But yeah, let's just see what you can do against these guys. And... in you go. Yep, there we are. Just basically you take care of these guys. And take care of that. In come some horses who annoyingly just hit you in the side. So that's another unit just wiped. But that's fine. That is... You were... Yeah, that's Auxilia. That's Cavalry Auxilia, not Equites. Fine. I think that's pretty much all they've got left at this point. So now we just basically wait for... Yeah, the actual proper guys to come through here. And then more of you guys... Oh, they're coming to me. These guys are getting a bit ballsy. Flipping heck. Cavalry Auxilia basically trying to charge the front of phalanxes. And just do this at a hyper speed. And then... Okay, no, guys, just kill the cavalry. Why are you all so bad at your jobs today? Your phalanxes. You're supposed to phalanx. The one... Screw it. I'm bringing them out of the phalanx. They're just guys now. Alright, they just run forwards. Just run forward and murder everything in front of you. I'm just going to cocking a move at this point. We're just going to a move straight over here. Murder, 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 murder. This shouldn't work as well as it is doing, but it's working much better than actually trying to use a phalanx. Because sometimes phalanxes just don't work in this game. It's marvellous. Right, go over there, murder the Velites. Go over there, murder the remaining Astarte. Job cocking done. Claire, to you.
Yeah, there's some cat names in the chat. Catafrax.
Catafrax, yeah.
Catavian.
Yeah.
Tavian. Catabrian.
Yeah.
Julianus Catanius, of course. Catinius? Julianus Catinius? I don't know how you would pronounce that one.
Yeah, Julianus Catinius, yeah.
Look
at that. He got 1,700 kills. It's embarrassing. Luckily, we should be able to recover most of those guys pretty quickly. Most of what's here can actually just basically stay here. So they did very well. We're definitely burning their stupid city to the ground. That's definitely reasonable. And getting rid of that Temple of Athena. Instead, I believe this is this is a fairly high growth area. So we'll go with the classic Asclepius and build an archery range as well. Because, yeah, we can repair all of these guys straight away. And then after that's done, we can repair the actual archer.
Classic Chairman Meow.
Chairman Meow, yep, fine. Oh dear. And Damascus, don't forget to give those guys, I'll give them a proper city barracks. Actually, you know what? No, I'll give them the awesome temples. The awesome temples are pretty cool. They have some good bonuses attached to them. This is the same... Yeah, 3.5, so that will actually turn over to a major city next time. We're building that there. These forces are still coming in over here. We've taken Bylazora, we've taken Byzantium. There's not much left here, so I think I'm just going to auto-resolve into this city at this point. Actually, the game is saying it's not quite a sure thing. In fact, actually, I'm going to let them come to me. I'm actually going to withdraw from this battle, and I'm going to let this force attack me. So if that force attacks me, that'll just pull them out into another battle on the open field, which, quite frankly, I'd rather do than trying to push into the city right now. So I think that kind of works for me. And I'm also going to send my spy up here to get a better look at this force. Didn't really get any new information there, unfortunately, no matter. Fine, let's just get some more basic reinforcement troops coming around here. Remember that we want to be training... Yeah, we've got the Temple of Artemis right there. So resend my archers over there for retraining. And also, yeah, you can just basically keep training archers here in Athens that can be sent there. Larissa, I believe, can just train, yeah, phalanx pikemen again. The building here is Shrine to Artemis. Get rid of that. Get rid of that and just get, not Hephaestus, get Asclepius. Did I put Hephaestus in... Did I put Hephaestus in Athens? Yes, I did. I got a large sample of Hephaestus. So training troops there is good. So Sparta gets the experience bonus, Corinth the archer bonuses, Athens the armor bonuses. So across southern Greece, we've actually got a really good, solid training facility going on right now. And Sardis can also just continue training more. Oh yeah, we got onagers and archers times many ready to go here, which works for me. Yes, Claire.
Also Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
Or Catilla the Pun.
Catilla the Pun.
I do quite like that last one.
Might be a bit much, to be honest. It might be.
Yeah, but he could be Catilla for short. Cathans, obviously. So that's more geographical than historical, I guess, but... Genghis Cat. Genghis
Cat, of course.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, dear.
Ice Lord Crier, you should have asked for puns in this stream. Though I guess they asked for cat names and not puns, but that's how we name things over here.
Yeah, damn straight. And we've just got spies just basically going everywhere across Roman territory. Yeah, we've got plenty. Actually, we've got loads of troops over in Apollonia. Over in Apollonia, I might want to actually consider a smash and grab into southern Italy. Actually, no, it's suffering from plague right now. Leave it for the time being. It looks like plague spreading in that area. Apollonia, I should probably actually train up some better forces here. I'm not going to have the chance to ever retrain these guys. So I may as well just basically merge them together as best I can and break apart the ones that I can't do anything else with. Actually, there's not bad forces. Actually, these guys are crappy. I'm going to break apart the militias purely for that. I'm going to break you apart, and I'm going to train some new stuff instead. I'm going to train some new stuff instead here. So get rid of that spy, and instead, yeah, let's actually get some phalanx pikemen in this army. You could actually do some actual proper warriors here. Watch out for the Brutii assassins. If I just eliminate them, that'd be a good solution to that problem. Yeah, I'm feeling like a smash and grab over into southern Italy sooner rather than later would not be a terrible idea at all. We've taken 2 of those 3 cities, and I kind of want to do one more actual fight in the open field with this army. I think that could actually work pretty nicely. So, just drop a save, just shelving against the possibility of an actual crash. Let's see what happens next. I'm hoping the Romans come and attack me. Yeah, spying on Apollonia, fine. And still spying on Apollonia, fine. Come on, send in those troops. Let's see what they got. Yeah, here we come. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So, that force is now coming in. So, the game's saying they've got the advantage. I mean, just look how ridiculously, stupidly biased the auto-resolve is. Like, they're saying this is a fair fight. Yeah, this is... It's nothing but puppies! It's
it's like the chat and bots at the minute.
It is basically just dogs. So are you saying we've got a problem with bots spamming puppies?
No, we've got a problem with bots spamming in the chat, and Thomas isn't here, so I'm like ban hammering.
Excellent, you ban hammer away. Yeah, it's nothing but Hastatian puppies.
Stop making jokes about it, people in chat that aren't bots. You'll get accidentally banned.
And then, yeah, obviously, the force of Cornelius Brutus we've taken on before. He's managed to get his pigs back somehow, despite the fact they were all set on fire last time. Right, so, this time, we know what's going on. So, the force is going to be, the main force that's attacking me is coming from the northeast, and then reinforcements from the east. Fine, that's not a problem. Let's fight that one on the battle map. But yeah, this should then open the door completely wide open to us moving in to Thessalonica, which is good. That is very, very good indeed. And then, oh, hello. Game. Are you okay? Yeah, you go. Game was being a little bit widdly with me for a second there. Right, okay. Now, I could draw up in the same position as last time, but this time I need to remember, yeah, that the reinforcements are... Game. Okay, fine. Having odd frame rate stutters here. Odd frame rate stutters. Even though I could be on the hill over here, that's just going to let too many of them... The frame rate is just going to... the frame rate is not happy with me right now. Hang on, what's something going on? Okay, hang on. I'm just going to check one thing. I'm just going to check one thing here. I'm not sure where the frame rate's going to hell here. It's... Yeah, primary stream still being marked as good. Why have we got problems with the frame rate? Because it's not the stream, it's the actual game. And that is... Ooh. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see if that kicks off during the battle as well. I kind of want to be on this side of the battlefield, even though that means I don't have the high ground, purely because I want, yeah, there to be a large amount of space between...
It's on 6 times speed, that's why the frame rate is...
it's saved that it's still on 6 times speed. Right. I was wondering why that was... No, go back to normal. Back to...
Everybody's well impressed with you.
It's refusing to go... It's refusing to go back. I think I can't change it till the battle begins. Which is good. Right. Which is going to make laying out the army a bit difficult, actually, because the... Yeah, it refuses...
Amazing.
What's the hotkey for slowing down the game? I can't even remember. Right, okay, well, where are we starting? You know what? I'm just going to go with the D... Yeah, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We're just going to go with that. There we go. Now I can change it. It's because the last battle ended at 6 times speed. So game's like, I guess you want to be in 6 times speed forever now. I see no reason why that wouldn't be true. Yes, I fixed it. Okay. The game's like, I see no reason why that wouldn't be true forever. Yay. Right, and having a lot more open space, I can immediately deploy my cav out in this direction to try and get around the back of their artillery. Now, I've got the archer advantage, so this is all fine. So I'm just going to basically move around the outside here. And then, yeah, it's just puppies. Just huge numbers of puppies. And then, yeah, I get my cav around the side. My cav being around the side is purely because I want to be able to hit the onager when that comes in. And those guys are actually miles back from the battlefield. They're way over there. It's weird. Okay. So they've got no chance of really getting into range. Yeah, the dogs are not going to be able to penetrate a phalanx. In fact, actually, I might send my... I don't know how chariots do against dogs. I don't think I've ever really tested that one before, so that's worth a look. Huh?
That's going to be a bit gruesome, maybe.
Yep, in we come. I'm just going to deploy my chariots up the hill, have them charge down, and then we're just going to see how chariots do against puppies. I've no clue how this is going to go. I've no bloody clue. Right, and in we go, war dogs. So, chariots prepare to move in. Watch out for these Hastati. Hastati moving to intercept. So I'm just going to charge down the hill at the Hastati first. And looks like they might be planning to release... They might be planning to release the dogs early. Come on, chariots. Come on, chariots. Pathfind your way to victory. And boom. Reloading, but taking a lot of damage, down to 120 odd. Yeah, I think we might actually kind of miss our chance here, because these flipping Hastati are going to keep us busy. And the dogs, I think, are all going to be released. As I would have expected, they're basically just throwing themselves right to the front door and not actually making much in the way of progress. The dogs have not actually been released. Some of the guys are fleeing before releasing their hounds, which is causing them to... Yes, Grover's going to take my chariots over towards the dogs. Right, in we go. Chariots versus dogs. How's this going to go exactly? And they're going to... The dogs are doing what looks like a good job taking on the chariots, but I think the dogs have technically been released. So, I'm not sure if the chariots can actually get past the dogs. Right, just basically, yeah, push through here. Just make for these groups of dogs. The dogs are clearly trying to bite the chariots. Oh, that dog just got taken out. Yeah, the dogs are going to...
Maybe the chariots don't want to hurt the puppies, John.
And in comes... Oh, the chariots... Chariots are just basically cutting straight through everything. They're causing mass breaks. Because, you know, war dogs aren't really supposed to stand and fight. But this is just a weird one. And then just basically hit these guys. They should break immediately. Yep, they break immediately. The dogs... Now, are the dogs going to flee in the event that their handlers flee? Because not all of them. This dog is... That's a good dog right there. That's a good puppy. This has been a very odd fight. And it's not over yet. There's more dogs. There's more dogs. Deploy additional chariots to deal with more dogs. This is weird. Right, more war dogs. So deploy the chariots over in that direction. In we come. And just basically immediately start wiping out all of that. They don't seem to release the dogs when they see chariots. They don't seem interested in that at all, which is really weird. Yeah, this initial army's been absolutely torn to shreds. The reinforcement army hasn't even shown up yet. They're still... I think the first unit might just be entering right now. And now there's nothing really left. Well, in that case, I guess I better deploy the cavalry to help with mop-up duties. We may as well get them out of the way. But yeah, this has been a very odd fight. Basically, my chariots have charged forward and won everything. My chariots have just won. You guys are shaken but not actually broken. Oh, you're trying to get a hit on my chariots. Don't you do that. Don't you do that, you bastards. Ah, and they've gone berserk. Right, the clerics have gone nuts. But that's fine. The clerics have gone nuts way over there. Hopefully significantly far away from my line that we won't have any problems with them. Stay away from my cavalry, you bastards. And at this point, I think they're running into berserk chariots. Yeah, the Principes just actually threw themselves into the danger zone. So well done. Well done. Now I'm just going to charge into the back of them. See if we can get them to break straight afterwards. And wavering. Not enough's dropping. Come on. Ah, they're gone. Good. So we got rid of the Principes. That's nice. Right, so they're gone. Now, I think the dogs are regrouping again at this point. I'm not sure there's many dogs left, though. The problem is, the handlers have regrouped, but there's no actual dogs left. Now it's
surely
just...
the handlers are easier to kill than the dogs.
You'd be surprised. The handlers are weirdly well armoured. I suppose like to try and stop them being picked off too easily. But then, yeah, at this point it's dog handlers with no dogs. So at this point my cavalry can basically just charge and countercharge them, and that's it. Now there's... Okay, so the Clariots are kind of moving up towards my line. The Clariots are heading... I'm just going to move my general away.
By the way, the thing you're doing,
Yeah.
chat has noticed.
Yes.
The thing you're doing where you're calling them chariots when they're fine and you're calling them clariots when they're rioting.
You can't prove I'm doing that. You can't prove I'm doing that.
Well, they've noticed you're doing it and it sounds like something you do.
Yeah, but you didn't notice.
Yeah, like I listen to you. I'm busy talking to chat.
Okay, irritatingly, yeah, the chariots are now just kind of aggressively bumbling just outside. Also, there's several of the dogs haven't died yet. They're just kind of stuck. They're just stuck here.
Like, oh my god, we want to hug the humans, but they have big spears.
Yeah, unfortunately, the chariots, I think, are about to basically just go into my... Yeah, the chariots just going to go into my line and start basically killing large numbers of people for no reason whatsoever. Now, where are the flipping onagers? I just need to get... Oh, the onagers... Okay, well, there's the ballista... Oh, the artillery's way back over there for no well-explained reason. And the... Yeah, there they go. There they go. So they've just done more damage. They've just done more damage to my troops than the entire enemy army has. Yeah, because I've literally no way of stopping these guys. I've got nothing I can do to stop them. So they've decided they want to just walk straight through me. And I'm kind of hoping they'll naff off over there. Like, they'll just go away, perhaps. That'd be good. I've got 5 elephants still hit. No, they're turning back around. I honestly am not quite sure how the AI is calculated for when chariots have gone berserk. Like, it claims like, oh, they're just running amok. They're just going wherever they want. They're just moving at random. But I swear they seem to just, like, slowly meander back towards your own line. They love just hitting you in your own line. Like, they just basically cut straight through my line, and now they seem to be sort of vaguely musing, coming back and having another go. Bastards. Where are my cav, by the way? They're not under threat, are they? There we are. The ballista finally actually made it up to me. So now just hit those ballista and just basically surround them and knock them out. Lovely. Just take out all the artillery. And now basically we just need to make sure none of this actually gets away. All of these forces must not be allowed as far as possible to actually make it back to the city. Because anything that makes it back to the city, I'll be fighting in a minute. So let's just, clear out them. And now onagers slowly coming in. Looks like they're moving forward at this point. My archers still have enough strength. They set the pigs on fire already. That's a pig on fire, by the way. No, it doesn't look like it's on fire. That is bacon in the making right there.
It looks like what they changed the like fire telephone in Harry Potter to look like for the 3rd movie.
So yeah, there we go. I mean, that or just the wrong images loaded, because that's what the text is supposed to look like. But they're supposed to be running around if they're on fire. So possibly the game is just loaded.
They're pretty chill about it.
Yeah, they're pretty chill about being on fire. I think possibly the game is just loaded the wrong texture for the pigs, because that's the I'm on fire texture. But okay, that's just a thing. That's the thing.
Also, shout out to Nathaniel, who points out that if you were nicer to the Clariots, they wouldn't rampage so much.
I am plenty nice enough to the Clariots.
Yeah, that's right. Lava pigs.
There we go. And just have the elephants over on this side, and also have you two move into this position, and you move into this position. There we go.
Shout out to Ian, who gave us $20 and said, I showed my dad, a lifelong sailor, your video from Make Sail, and he immediately said, clearly, the tradition of gifted British sailors has died out. He and I both love the game though, so thank you for showing it off.
I think Stormworks is a really fun little game. I think it might come back as a live stream at some point.
You do realise I was talking about a different game, right?
What game were you talking about?
Make Sail.
Oh, Make Sail.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Stormworks.
Oh, you listen so well.
Uh-huh.
But in any case, it is true that you have played many games in which you fail at building and or piloting a vehicle.
I want he failed at building a boat to just be what's on my gravestone, quite frankly. it's going to be very accurate. And it looks to me like the general is hopefully going to get himself impaled pretty much early on. Yep, in we go. And there's some Principes also. Yeah, Principes also being completely skewered. In comes the general. If we're lucky, he's going to get himself... Oh, dear. Oh, flipping dear. He's just collapsed. In come the puppies. And the puppies are going to get screwed immediately. The archers are doing some beautiful work around here. This line is just not long enough to make any of this happen. Now... The onagers are over there. However, this time, the reason I got these guys up here is because I want them to intercept the general. Though actually, he's recovered, so he might be back around for another go just yet. He's not, yeah, he's not out for the count just the moment, so that's fine. That means this cav up here can intercept this onager. So we'll just have you guys right. If actually, there's no reason for you to do that. You may as well get a charge bonus in. So back off over here, get a charge bonus in a second. This battle seems to be winning itself. For the time being, I've just got myself in a good enough position. And onagers. They're feeling secure on a hill, are they? Good luck with that. And now, yeah, you've already broken. That's some cavalry auxilia. The archers will just tear that apart. The general's coming in for another go, and everything's falling apart over there. These guys will hopefully manage to get themselves killed. They're going down pretty fast at this point, so I'm kind of hoping the general will either die or I can just pick him off. Archer's just tearing apart these lads. You're down to 44. General runs away at a bad angle. Right, general's down to 8 at this point and is triggered more or less a mass rout. Have we killed the onagers? Yeah, the onagers are dead. That means this cav is now free to basically attempt to intercept the general. So he appears to be running in this direction. So that is 3 war dogs. So ignore them. That's fine. They can get away. All I need to do is, yeah, have my cav be in a position to intercept the general. Because I want him dead. Because then he doesn't get any bodyguard next turn. And I think we're in a good position right now. So here we go. Now, they can still fluff this, of course. Because he might just run straight through them. But if they're fleeing, I'm hoping they'll just melt immediately. And dead. Job done. That's exactly why I had those guys positioned there, and it's perfect. That's Cavalry Auxilia. Those are Principes. That's the next important target, because the important thing is to take out any actual heavy infantry, because I don't really have a good answer to dealing with them. These Cavalry Auxilia want to fight. That's fine. I've got experience and all the rest of it, so I want to just charge into them. They'll melt, because with my armor and whatever, yeah, there we go. And no, continue the battle. Continue the battle. Let's just get the Principes done. But that's the job done. Now it's just a question of how little is able to escape into the actual city. So Claire, back to you.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa who says now what should be on John's gravestone should be more along the line of "It's fine."
It's fine. Dying's supposed to happen. I wouldn't mind. It's fine. Dying's supposed to happen. Actually, I'd quite like that on my gravestone. That's quite a good way to go out, I think. I think it's die. Yeah, but it's fine.
Alright, I will also write it down.
Excellent. Well, just in case I died. Slightly worried that you write that down. It's if you have a reason to believe I'm going to die soon.
I don't have a reason to believe that you're going to die soon, but one should know these things about.
You know, every time I speak to our neighbour, she always tells me I need to set up a will. She seems to be under the impression I'm going to die as well.
She's an attorney,
yeah.
So...
Yeah. For her, that's just a fun afternoon.
I mean, also, we're over 30 now, so we're gonna die soon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Also, shout out to Zycoria, who gave us $25 and said, heart your face, as they often do when they super chat us.
Mm-hmm.
Also, stupid time change. It's China smart because it doesn't do it, or stupid because it doesn't do it.
Ooh. I'd say smart. Stupid farmers.
Yeah, but like, if you're in China and they decide to, I mean, I don't know, if in the UK tomorrow they decided to not do the time change anymore.
Yeah, stupid farmers.
They'd have to, like, stop it in the right period so that the oven clock would be correct.
Yeah, they have to make, whatever they did, they'd have to make the oven clock correct. Yes, that's true.
Right, because now we're in the blessed 6 months of the year in which the oven clock is correct.
Yeah.
And we
might have to do a national census to figure out what everyone's oven clock says, and whichever the majority is, we go for that. Which could admittedly cause
but the majority
it could cause problems.
In the
exactly.
UK is bullshit.
If it goes 52-48, then that's not exactly conclusive, so that could cause problems. Shh.
Maybe it could just be a consultative referendum.
Could well be. I think we're about...
Not binding.
I think we're done here. There's one guy left over there, but I'm pretty happy with how that's gone. So yes, indeed. We've still got the vast majority of our army, but they're now down to 226. And most importantly, the city force is down to 58 and no general. So now we can just walk into Thessalonica, because that was definitely better than trying to push it. In fact, I think I'm going to get the city right now. Yes, I am, and I'm going to exterminate it. Then Rome Total War stopped working.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rome Total War just broke. Nobody panic. Nobody panic.
Shall we have a little bathroom break for everyone while you sort it out?
No, just do some dramatic screaming. Ah! 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 Oh God! Oh God, the Rome! Oh God, no! No! Ah! I don't know how this is going to work. Let's see if we can fix this.
Well, someone earlier asked for a little break, so they could go to the bathroom.
Okay,
so,
let's just see where we got up to right now. Let's see if the autosave took, because I'm worried it didn't. So if it didn't, then... No, it cocking didn't! Okay.
Well, we're back to
before that battle. So
it's just one thing to redo, it's not so bad.
Yeah, but I'll just auto-resolve it this time. Just to see how much worse the computer is than me. Alright, that's the important thing we can verify here.
Sorry, I thought it would take more time. So
this is why I drop occasional saves. Alright, for safety. So yeah, now the same thing's going to happen again. Blah, 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 blah. They're going to come for me, but it should be...
Stop panicking, Claire!
Actually, no, wasn't the game like saying in utter... They didn't attack this time. Okay, and Rome itself can naff off. Okay, because Rome just... Okay, this time they didn't attack me. Okay. And also there's rioting in Carthage. Yeah, we knew about that. Carthage just... Right, they didn't attack on this occasion. Which is... Okay, this is interesting. On this occasion they didn't attack. So that battle just didn't happen. Ignore that battle. That was the thing that didn't happen. Oh, we've got a new kid. Okay. Admetus of Sidera. Let's see how good he's going to be. Sober. Okay, but can get bad. Calm. That's good. Trusty can be alright. Lively is good. Understanding logistics is good. Actually, lively and understanding of logistics is a good combination. That's a guy who can really march long distances. So he could be good. And also, he's chilling out with Neoptolemus of Sidera, so that's absolutely fine. So we'll actually, probably deploy him with the next major army from Antioch, so we'll send him over to the west. This is a pantheon of, experience bonus up by 2. Let's get that in place. And, Silver Shield Legionaries are ready to go. So now we get our own Legionaries before Rome does. So,
nice.
Basically, screw you, Rome. We get your troops before you've even invented them. So I'd say that works for me. Where do we even train archers in this
So
place,
Roderick
by the
says
way?
The AI just saved scum that battle.
I think it did. Yeah, pretty much. That's what just happened. Yeah, that's really weird. So yeah, it decided to attack, and then it lost. Then it crashed the game. Then it decided to go and hang out over here instead. So that's good. But in all fairness, the same basic... Siwa's finally bloody grown. Good. That means Siwa is ready to actually have some walls on it.
So Roderick also gave us $2 Australian and said, and I am going to mangle this. You're going to have to redo it because I can't do it right. But, so hello, headquarters!
Hello, headquarters! That was your version.
There you go. And also, like, there was some appropriate screaming on the end of it, but I knew I wouldn't get it right, so I thought it wasn't so bad, but whatever.
A reasonable attempt.
Thank you. Also, there are still people that want a little break.
Okay, well, let's just check where we are right now, because I think we can
Sure
we can just take that city now anyway. To be honest, I'm also just going to move this guy to about here-ish, just to make sure we've actually got visibility of all of the Roman bloody mountains. That'll do. Yeah, this is not a bad place to have the spy position. I don't have sight of Arminium, which is a bit of a shame. But that's okay. And yeah, Syracuse has fallen to the Scipiones because they didn't have anything else to do. Fine, so we've got this guy can make it over to Salona. So we can just walk into Salona next turn. Nothing's really going to stop that happening. And I think I should just be able to auto-resolve. Now that that army's naffed off, I should just be able to walk in here. And yeah, clear victory, fine. So we get the city anyway. We just took a few more casualties doing it. Burn the city to the ground. This time it's fine. And we can just basically retrain everyone here. I can just do a bit of quick mixing together just to make sure we've got enough spots to fix all of that. And then retrain, yeah, retrain all of these guys. And then we can also give ourselves... Actually, this place has the ability to train Cataphracts and Silver Shield Pikemen, which is pretty darn cool. What do I need in this army? I can't train any more archers, and I can't retrain my archers, which is unfortunate. I wouldn't mind having some cataphracts. I'm going to get some cataphracts in production over here. But still, that is... Next turn, the Greeks will have completely lost all of their footholds in Greece. And is this place still under the effect of plague? Yes, it is. But as soon as it's not on plague, and then you leave a safety turn, just in case it changes its mind, I'm going to basically go and take Croton, because whatever's there will be badly damaged right now. So we'll be in good shape in that regard. But go on then, we'll take ourselves a quick 5-minute break so everyone can go to the bathroom and whatever, and then we'll do a little bit more, because yeah, I would like to see... I don't know if we can actually maybe eliminate the Brutii today. We might be able to eliminate the Brutii today. And I would like to see, you know, actually flipping the Scipiones try and attack Carthage. I was so confident they were going to. I named this live stream after Carthage being defended. But here we are. No flipping Scipiones attack on Carthage. Which is very annoying. You know, it's like the game saying, aha, we know I named this live stream. Screw you. So we'll also just put the tax rate up there because that will definitely hit 2,000. Siwa's looking good. Alexandra's looking, oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Yep, just keep it all ticking on, ticking in. Everything looking fine. Fine. Let's take a quick break then. We will be back in... We say 5 minutes. Sometimes we actually mean 3. So sometimes we lie. Basically, we'll be back in a few minutes. Bye! And we're back. We've got water, fresh water and Easter eggs. We've got some Easter eggs. Very good.
Woo!
Right, back over to here. That's the wrong thing. That was the... I've
Job.
just got that saved.
Okay.
That's just left over from the FTL stream. There we go.
That's quality work there. Did you do that yourself?
No, I paid a team of designers to make it for me. As you can see, it's absolutely excellent. I've just got a whole bunch of stuff just chilling out, ready to go. There's also the Civilization one. That's there. That's there.
Shout out to MS Paint.
Yeah, we are. It's pretty damn spectacular, the Team Jonk one. You'd never know I'd actually doctored that image. You'd never know. Right, this is probably what we actually want, though. So, is Bostra even doing anything? Oh yeah, Bostra could do with a little bit of upgrading. I've got some money to throw around right now. Claire, anything come up while we were off for a few minutes?
I don't actually believe so. We were just talking about your grave earlier, so I've got that in the thing.
Saying it like that makes it even weirder and creepier. Your grave, sir.
Oh, I didn't say sir.
Maybe you should do. We discussed this. That's how I prefer to be addressed.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with getting paid.
You just paid me for the month.
Yeah, well, I don't need to pay you next month, do I?
Yeah, you do.
If I wanted to, I could totally impose a policy of how I wish to be addressed on work hours. That's totally legal and legit.
Yeah, I mean, if you want.
I could also impose my own uniform if I wanted to.
Is the uniform me wearing a t-shirt with Many a True Nerd on it?
You do that sometimes anyway, yes. It's good that you do that voluntarily.
You do rather like that.
That is good, yeah, that is good.
Yes, sorry, shout out to Bath Caveman 91 who gave us $5. And said a rather long line of binary, which was binary for elephants. And said, I do enjoy the stream. Do you want me to read an entire line of binary?
Yes, I do. Yeah, go on.
011001001 011011000 011000101. This is too much of it. 0111 0000 011 0110 000 011 00001 0110111100111.
Okay, but now do it like
0111011.
Now do it again, but this time like it's dubstep.
Fuck off!
Or like
I don't even know what that is.
so like dance rhythm. I want it to be like a dance rhythm.
You know, I couldn't do that if I wanted to. Like, I have no rhythm.
You actually literally does. I've got no grace and Claire's got no rhythm. Between us, with the least artistic person imaginable, it's magnificent.
I'm plenty autistic. I just have no rhythm.
And meanwhile, the rhythm is in my soul, but I cannot dance to save my life. Right. So we've got ourselves. I probably shouldn't really attack these guys. I want to see where these guys go next. I think I've got a spy close enough by I can keep an eye on these bastards. So we should be able to check where they go. Wherever they go next, we should be able to take care of them. That's an end of turn report. That's the rioting in Carthage, which should come under control next turn because we have got ourselves, low tax rate. Temple of Dionysus is almost done. Then we can just keep spamming Temple of Dionysus indefinitely. That will keep us safe for the time being. Actually, capital could probably do with moving a little bit. I think the capital's currently... Where's the capital right now? Capital's currently Salamis. Okay. I'm going to move that to Halicarnassus. So we're going to see how that does. So I'm just going to set that as the capital. Let's just check what that's just done to Egypt. Egypt's fine, but there's a bunch of red over here, but that can just be amended by lowering taxes. Taxes are unnecessarily high around here. I think I can fix all of this just by lowering tax rates. Actually, that place is pretty angry. Okay, okay, let's fix that a little bit more. Let's just go for roads instead. Roads is just a tiny bit closer to Sidon. And then Salamis is already on low. You're already fine. You're already fine. This place should be fine. And then also, we'll need to double check what's going on up here. These places are fine too. These places are angry. Those places are really angry. Okay, that's a bit more problematic. Okay, what about Susa? Those are 50% now. I can't do that in that case. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to Salamis just to stop the Eastern holdings completely collapsing. But what I'll also start doing is I'll start training more troops around here like now. Let's just get some additional archers in here for safety. And then maybe we'll... Oh, this place has already got plenty of troops though. That's... Okay, we're just going to have to accept Carthage being a little bit on the angry side about everything, because there's nothing I can do about it. And just throw Temples of Dionysus down as fast as possible. This place is going for this place. I've still got 11,000 spare, but I think I'm already spamming units pretty much everywhere I can, including not much I can do with you, to be honest. This boat is almost made it back over here. Antioch's still suffering from plague, irritatingly. Just keep more archers being trained up there. Sidon and Jerusalem and Damascus are all fine. Hatra can't do much. Tarsus can just basically keep training his Silver Spear Pikemen. I can go down to Sidon for retraining. That's that. You're up to level 5. That means if I should... Hang on, remind me in the building browser. Is it Great Market that's locked for a foundry? Yeah, Great Agorist, sorry, in the Hellenic cultures. That's fine. So I need an Agora and then a Great Agorist. That's some distance off, but I'll probably start moving in that direction next. There's not much else Sidon can do. So that's probably not a terrible idea. Fine. Let's see if the Romans this time decide they want to actually move in and attack. Or they might try and go for Salona. That's entirely possible too. So Brutii... Okay, no massive movement from them. Parthia, hopefully at some point will offer peace, because what else are they going to do? Luckily, it looks like the Thracians are interested in going against the Dacians, not me. You are... you know what? You're a flipping candidate for adoption. Go on then. And where are you right now? You in Salamis. That's... Actually, we got you in Salamis, and we got you in Salamis too. And you are... You're both okay. Fine. In fact, actually, we got 3 30-year-olds just chilling out. I feel like this is just 3 group of friends just hanging out together, given they're 30, 33, and 30. Okay. You're a bureaucrat, however, but untouched by fear, which is really good. You're also untouched. No, that's the same guy. You're untouched by fear. You're untouched by fear. You're a drill master. So this guy can stay here and manage that. These 2 guys can come over here and join up with this army and head over towards the west. Antioch is continuing to kill a load of people. That's fine. And faction. Nothing major. Okay. Claire, over to you while I think about how to solve this problem over here in Antioch.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet in chat at the minute. Having a conversation about how everyone is a cake and turning into candy. So there you go. The chat is a weird...
Are you sure you're not misreading the chat, Claire? Because this doesn't sound like a thing that makes sense. You're 100% sure, Claire?
No, I'm not misreading the chat, but we're all caught up on Super Chat, so if people want to, like, you know, ask questions specifically about the game or, like, just questions in general, if you @reply me in chat, should have time to do a few of them now.
Excellent, yeah. Excellent. And also remind myself, yeah, Shrine to Zeus, we can get rid of that and build ourselves here instead. Growth rate here is fine. We'll just go for another Asclepius. Did I already check out the... Yeah, Asclepius there and Asclepius there, fine. So I've got Roman religion down on the 3 new territories. So the Romans are splitting up and spreading out like crazy. This is now what they've got. Croton is now still under the effect of plague. That place is... Hang on. By any chance, are you in... Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are, you stupid bastards. Right. So, watch where that ship goes. We might be able to track it down. It went... There it is. Okay, you. Go and track this force down. If we can sink that... Yep, that's another one. Okay, now they're naffing off in southerly or a northerly direction? Okay, now they're naffing off just over here. Now I can get to them with this force. And... okay, now they're coming back out again and heading back north. And... now the 4th attack. And they've sunk. Okay, good. So now we've got ourselves Tarentum with only 3 troops inside it, and Croton with 4 troops. So I'd say, probably, the forces of Apollonia are safe at this point to begin the invasion of Italy. And get our first foothold over here. Because this place also only has a wooden wall. No proper defences at all. So, in which case, what do we want to leave here? Because these guys are in range of attacking Apollonia, but I can go and relieve it. It's not a problem. Unless, of course, these guys have got siege equipment, which they might do, but... okay. I just want to take a small force, not an entire force, over there. So, leave behind a handful of stuff. We don't need all of this. But I want to take most... I'm going to take most of it. Fine. Get you to there. Get you to here. And, for the first time, we are ashore. And I'll have all the mercenaries. Lovely. Just to make sure he can't buy them. And it looks like we can actually make it over there this turn. So you get there, put city under siege. Army merges in. We go into this screen. And now, battering rams. In fact, actually, I've got elephants. Claire, I've got elephants.
Uh-huh.
That means I don't need battering rams. That means the invasion of southern Italy can commence immediately. And Carthage, meanwhile, desperately needs more flipping temples. Just more temples, quickly as possible. And probably more archers as well. Just get more archers down. Just do it. It's fine. Reduce the population as well as we can. Where, oh, more troops coming in from the Scipiones. But still no real move against Carthage. And also, yeah, we're now friends close enough with the Numidians. The Numidians who still hold all their territory. So all the Romans have on the African mainland is Leptis Magna and Thapsus. They do not have anything else. Then they've got Sicily, then they've got their starting territory. They're pretty flimsy. Next to the Julii, they've not got much. And there's no big kind of move by the looks of it yet back towards, towards the Julii actually coming and counter-attacking. That will probably change momentarily. Okay. So now dropping the save, because Rome's in a crashy mood today, we've got to move into Salona. Now, we've got ourselves a decent force here. We're going up against a handful of basics, and then something else coming from the south. That is, the bigger force is coming from the south. Okay, catch them out of position, and we've pretty much got this in the bag. So we know what to do here, fine. Let's go and take care of this and take Salona and have a border with the Julii for the first time. And then it's time to invade southern Italy. Claire, what have you got for us?
Yeah, I've got loads of messages coming in really quickly.
Ooh, lovely.
Oliver wants to know if you'll ever do face cam.
Very unlikely. Don't really like it. I think it distracts from the video.
Okay, Jason wants to know if you or I like dragons.
They're terrible. They're the worst things.
Shut up, dragons are the best.
Claire rather likes dragons, yes.
Back when John was writing fiction for a hobby, he would put dragons in every single one of his stories.
You didn't need to tell them that.
You love dragons.
Dragons are cool, yeah, dragons are very cool.
Yeah, and I'm an ex-teenage fan of the Dragon Riders of Pern, so I love me some dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. Yeah, shout out to Travis, who gave us $50. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed.
And said I just got off of work, so I'll watch this later, but I wanted to say hi to my favourite YouTuber. I've been watching since Fallout 3 YOLO, and still I find you one of the most entertaining YouTubers.
Oh, thank you very, very much indeed.
Oh, that's very nice. And Ben also gave us £20 and says, here, so Claire has something to say. So thank you very much.
Now, meanwhile, over here, we've actually got exactly what I wanted to see, which is the reinforcements have indeed arrived, but the reinforcements have arrived straight into exactly what I expected, which is, yeah, they've pretty much arrived into a wall of prepared spearmen. Guys, just stop running everywhere. That's not where you should really be going. And as a result, they're running into spearmen. They're trying to push uphill into prepared spearmen, and then they're kind of breaking immediately afterwards, and then they're trying to retreat through the spearmen. We've got some Velite gladiators here. They're kind of cool there. They're probably the most useful, the gladiators, because you can get them out early. You can get them out of a basic arena, which is very, very convenient indeed. And then, yeah, those guys, once they break... And they've got 2 hit points too. So they will stand and fight pretty effectively. But it's kind of screwed up by the fact they don't have enough men to really make it work. They need about at least 50% more men to be even remotely workable. But yeah, you'll see how they're standing against these spears pretty effectively because each guy has 2 hit points, which is pretty good. And we're also taking over the gates in the background there. But yeah, these guys are just falling to shreds. At this point, we're already at... Yeah, we've already killed 45% coming up of their army. Yeah, that's 45%. And we've basically taken 2% back. 1 horse managed to get through, and these guys are trying to retreat directly through my line. And, oh, blind! Slightly comical death there with all the archer fire just kind of taking all those bastards out. So just take a few more gladiators out too, and these guys will probably die as well. Nice bit of world this. Nice mountains around here. Love it. So, the enemy are pretty much collapsed in terms of the reinforcements. Now it's just a question of, yeah, just slowly bringing up the archers and knackering all the rest of it. So, yeah, there's Velites. There's some auxiliary. But yeah, if I recall correctly, yeah, and that's a town guard. Town guard who, I think they look kind of cool, but they're kind of bad. But they look cool, so that's what counts. They've got capes. Not enough units in this game have capes, but the Town Watch do indeed have capes. I'm guessing to indicate, like, they're not really supposed to be out of campaign. They're supposed to be just, like, chilling out as a little local militia. So, therefore, they've got, like, you know, they keep capes on because they're supposed to stand, like, you know, patrolling town even in bad weather. So, you guys are about to take a peeler, but that's fine. Because you guys just stand where you are and return fire on the Hastati. And you'll get to do some damage back. Because, yeah, those guys, well, I think they've already run out of peeler at this point. So now begin counter-shelling and do some damage back to them. And if they try and flee away, then these guys are already in position. But actually, I should start bringing this line back. I mean, there's got to be nothing left here. No, there's nothing left here now. Fine. In which case, archers, start moving up over here. Time to start shelling the town. This should be nice and simple at this point. Hurry it up. Let's get this done. Claire, over to you.
Yes, indeed. Dionysus of Babylon wanted to know if there is any reason why the Romans and Greeks tended to use armoured skirt more than, say, armoured trousers.
I don't think it's necessarily a question of armoured or not. It's simply a case that trousers didn't really have a cultural tradition in that part of the world. Like, even outside of the military, you don't find many trousers. From the Greek point of view, trousers are associated with Persians. Like, if you ever look at a vase and you see someone who's wearing what looks like trousers, you can be pretty confident the person represented is supposed to be a Persian. So, for the Greeks, trousers were weird and foreign and alien and something the barbarians wore. So they had cultural reasons. As for Romans, I'm not sure there's quite such a specific reason, but I don't think it's exclusively a military thing. I think it's a thing throughout the entire culture, in peace as well as war.
Yes, indeed.
And those guys are just being torn apart over there, which is absolutely lovely. And now what have we got over? Yeah, there we are. The Cretans doing good work. I just need to basically at this point wait for someone else to come up, and then we can just basically start covering anyone that tries to counterattack. In fact, actually, you know what? While we're waiting for them, I might just put these guys back on the ram and then basically just create a secondary entrance point. Because a second entrance over here would be good. Assuming you can... You get back on the ram, please. There you go. Now, knock down this wall over here. A secondary entrance would definitely be worthwhile. And meanwhile, let's just also have ourselves a handful of troops ready to move in over here as well. Lovely. And now, yeah, the archers are already there. Just going to those guys are going to completely fall apart. I'm just on 6 times speed at the minute. Those guys probably are going to be torn apart to the last man right now. And there we go. All dead. So now I'm just going to create a new little entrance point for my actual troops to walk through. They'll respond, and they'll walk straight into the archer kill field, and life will be good. This is a tactic that works very, very nicely in Rome. In fact, actually, they're moving forward anyway. Velites are... Yep, there we go. They've just moved straight forward, and now they're going to be torn to shreds by all the archer fire. Oh, you can see the archer fire right there. Lovely. Down to 88. So they lost about half their strength attempting to do that. And now that's done, I'm actually just going to send in these skirmishers, because the skirmishers will do a perfectly fine job drawing the attention of anything that needs its attention drawing. And where are you guys at the minute? Any movement? Nothing yet, but I think they've got nothing left now apart from skirmishers, cavalry, and town watch. So a single solid unit of phalanx pikemen should just be able to pretty much walk up the main street and just take all of this down. I say that, we had our flipping army collapse by 1 unit of equites early, because then very hard Rome is just cheating and not even ashamed of the fact. I see more coming back in over there. That's you guys. That's fine. Velites versus my Peltas in that case, and... Okay, they didn't even want to Peltas there. The Peltas were happy just to basically throw one, just one round, and then those guys are going to be completely torn apart by arrow fire. Lovely, dead. And now it's just a question of, just walk up the street. It's now just the Equites and the Town Watch. This is pretty much over at this point. And there's a shrine to Aphrodite.
The Magnificent Mobius says you should turn off ×6 before you win, and presumably that way it doesn't restart that way.
I never even noticed that before. I've played so many thousands of hours in this game, and I never realised before that if you end the game on particular speed, it carries over. In fact, I'm pretty confident it doesn't, because I must have finished so many battles before on ×6 speed when I was just rushing through, and then apparently now it's just a thing. That's so odd. You see, these Equites feel like they're not doing the job as effectively. So, enemy general's dead. There we go. They were just sitting there thinking, well, the first 3 times was a military disaster, but maybe the 4th time this will work. Alright, now just get everyone drawn up here. And now if you can, just ever so slightly edge forwards. And now let them charge into me, and Town Watch will now basically, this is fine. Town Watch will now basically just be slowly stabbed to death. I want to say slowly. 6 times speed is perfectly good speed. They are just going to go...
stabbed to death,
yes. There we go. And some of them have been smart enough to get around the side of me, but in offense, Phalanx Pikeman is superior, full stop, against all the rest of it. So, there we go. Pretty much all done at this point. Lovely. So now they're just going to slowly kind of work... Couple of guys at the side decide, you know what? Phalanx is on for me. I want to get out. I want to see the world. I want to fight people hand to hand, damn it. So, luckily, they have actually got little swords and little shields. I find their shields very cute. They're tiny shields. How tiny their shields are. Tiny. He's going to stab that guy. Oh. This guy is just the John Rambo of the Phalanx. Oh, no. He went back in the Phalanx. He went back in the Phalanx over there. Well done to that guy. Come on. You know what? I'm just going to tell them to get on with it at this point. There you go. Continue the battle for the time being. Murder them. And where's the last Town Watch guy? He's just being pushed backwards. And someone... Anytime you're ready, guys. There you go. Well done. So, that is the Brutii pushed off, the actual European mainland outside of Italy. And we've also got, momentarily, we're going to take one... In fact, actually, they'll be down to 1. If we can actually do a smash and grab against both of their cities, that would actually... Salona's still like, that's weird. Okay, you must have some real negative... No, you're brave. Oh, you're actually pretty decent. A miner and brave. Yeah, we'll get the flipping mines built in that case. Why not? Retrain all of this and get yourself 1 more unit of... It's the best thing to do here. Actually, you know what? Scythe Chariots always do a good job and never let me down. So they're fine. And now get the Seleucid Spy out here. Now, Segestica we don't really care about, but Patavium. That's the key. That's going to be the key to defeating the Julii. Strangling them at Patavium. Carthage is fine, and now we can move straight into... Yep, resistance is futile, that's fine. Now we can move straight into Tarentum with the elephants. Now, who's the guy over here? It's Oppius Brutus! Oh, Oppius Brutus. Formerly the most boring man in the world.
Embezzler?
Yeah, in this case he's just terrible.
Worldly extravagant?
He reads during the races.
Casual adulterer?
Yeah, casual adulterer.
He's terrible, but he doesn't seem like he'd be boring.
I'm pretty sure Oppius Brutus was the most boring man in the world in my playthrough, and he spawned in. He just had no traits at all. He was so boring. This guy instead is just a dick. Instead. So there you are. He's just here. So that's just absolutely flipping marvellous. So, we'll just go and take care of him. It's him, 1 unit of Triarii, 1 unit of Principes. Yeah, we should have plenty enough to take care of that. In fact, actually, he's the faction leader. It's another faction leader we're about to snipe off here. Beautiful. So let's just get him taken care of, and hopefully, if we're lucky, he'll have laid out a watchtower or 2. Or we can start getting spies trained on the Italian mainland. That'll be cool. But we're now starting to risk... Actually, I can't remember if Tarentum has a border directly with Rome. Ooh, it's a large city. Now, what have we got here? Because we want to keep this. This is at Mercury. Actually, you know what? I might keep an awesome Temple of Mercury. That's going to mean this place makes big-ass money. Army barracks. That's always a good thing to see as well. Stables are around here. That's a hippodrome. Yep, got ourselves a good hippodrome there. Arena, not amphitheatre. And the archery or ranged building is... Isn't that around here? I thought that was around here somewhere. Basic markets. Maybe he doesn't even have a practice range yet, because I can't see the practice range building, but okay. Well, this all works for me. Where's the right place to enter? Because, yeah, this is the bad angle to approach this place from, because it means you have to go all around the houses. But to be honest, there's not much here, so it's fine. Now, careful with the elephants. We can't lose these elephants. If we lose the elephants, we're in trouble. We literally can't get into the city. So we've also got... There's the Triarii. Spearmen easily torn apart by just long-range fire. So that's fine. I've got plenty of long-range fire with me right now. So you guys just get over here, quick as you can, and see if we can shoot this guy down. So just run in there. That's absolutely fine. In fact, they're already making a run for it. Though actually, if they're running in that's a weird direction to run. I wonder if they'll come back when the gate falls. I have a feeling they might. Oh, yeah, they're sort of interested in coming back. Yeah, there we go. Thought they might, and now my Cretans can start getting some shots in at the side of them. They're going to start losing strength pretty quickly. And down from 160 to... Oh, 90, 60, 50, 30, 20. Oh, look at that spearman, because they cluster together so much. And torn to shreds by the archers. Now, we've also got... So they've left the Principes on the town plaza. That means, yeah, over here is the general, which I'm going to deploy the Samnites to deal with. Because, of course, they are spearmen bonus damage versus horses, and we don't need to worry about the problem of them refusing to bloody cooperate. Where are you guys, by the way? Oh, you guys are pretty much at the front. Fine. Let's see if he's planning to retreat right now, if he's actually going to come and deal with this. And it looks like he is staying exactly where he wants to be. Well, that's fine. I'm going to head in this direction now. That guy should probably be finished off momentarily. Just basically send the Samnites over here. That's fine. Is he still there? Yeah, he's still there. Okay, let's see if we can cut him off if we can. This is going to be tight. He's going to try and retreat now. When I say it's going to be tight, it's going to be nowhere near tight. He's just going to get out of there fine. Hopefully he might decide to come back and help us. No, he's just naffing off back to the plaza. Shame. Kind of hoping we might be able to catch him out of position. Okay. Well, in that case, we can basically just use the Cretans and all the rest of it to just basically lure him in. This won't be a problem. We can now pretty much just deploy some troops into the city proper. A couple of phalanxes for protection combined with the actual, yeah, with fire at will turned off, the actual Cretans. Together with you guys just to guard up the front. One of you's fighting. That's interesting. You head over here. Where are you guys? What are you fighting? Oh, you're fighting one of these bastards. Well, that's absolutely fine. You go over here. You go over. As soon as you finished off that guy, please. Then you come over here. That will be absolutely fine. And that should be enough to get this all wrapped up. So you just basically chill there, and we should be good. Fine. Excuse me.
Annoying E in the chat wanted to know, what do you think of the Byzantines?
They're not my area of expertise. From, you know, the stuff I do know, they're pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But they're not my area of expertise. Like, you can't, you know, it's a difficult question to answer. Like, you know, what do you think of oxygen? What do you think of trees? You know, it's a very big, complex topic which my knowledge cannot possibly do justice to.
Sure.
But, you know, my view is they're good. They're basically good. Unless he means the Medieval 2 faction, in which case they're kind of bad, but they're fun to play as anyway.
Also, shout out to Sir Roderick Quincy von Thunderbottom, the magnificent High King of Australia.
Well, of course.
Who says if John likes dragons so much, he should try this game about them. It's called Dragon Age Origins, John.
Well, I'd watch this space. Because
you doing
might,
the thing?
No, you might just see. No, I'm not. I'm serious. Because you might just see some Dragon Age Origins on the channel very, very soon indeed, in some capacity or other. You just might.
If you're doing the thing, they'll be really mad at you.
I'm not doing the thing. I am deadly 100% serious. There is... it might not be exactly what you're expecting, but there is 100% some Dragon Age Origins in some form coming up very soon. 100%. That's true, Claire. That is true.
You're doing the voice of someone who's
I cannot tell a lie. I am like Abraham Washington. I am Abraham Washington.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous. Oh my god.
That's me. I am Abraham Washington the Third.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the American guy who couldn't tell a lie? Was that George Washington or Abraham Lincoln?
I rather doubt that there ever was.
I'm pretty sure it's a famous American thing that was said. Also, that was really racist against Americans there, Claire.
You didn't let me finish my sentence. I was going to say any
That's because
man.
it was too racist. Okay, it was sexist and racist.
Yeah, no,
Got
it was misandrist.
Okay,
That's
excellent,
why it was.
excellent. Well done. Okay, let's just quickly get the archers drawn up here. And then we can start drawing in some attention. Are you actually in range yet? Are they... not quite in range. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. In which case, you guys move to here. You guys...
Everybody's like, that sounds fake.
And then you get over to here. And then one of you just move forward to here-ish.
Honest Abe.
And... yeah, there we are. Now we've got ourselves a shot. Okay. So, back to normal speed here. You attack those horses. And then you just basically fire at will, because whatever. So, Cretan archers, open fire on horses. You get your spears down if you haven't already. There you... okay, guys. Guys, I've already started bringing the horses in, so you're going to want to get the spears down sooner rather than later. Right, Steve. Steve. Okay, if you die right now, it's your own damn fault. Because we tried to warn you. Right, here we go. And looks like we're pulling in... yeah, we're pulling in their actual faction leader, who is now therefore running into... yeah, he's running into a phalanx. Behind the phalanx, in case the phalanx goes wrong, is the Samnite mercenaries, and then another phalanx behind them. And by the way, answering the question that showed up earlier, I believe the Marion event has occurred. And the reason I'm saying that is, look at the bodyguard. It's got the big hexagonal shields, which I'm pretty sure the Romans are only armed with in terms of their bodyguard after the Marion event. So I believe the Marius reforms have occurred in-game at this point.
The Marius reform?
Yeah. Yeah, the Marion reforms.
You said Marius.
Yes. Marius is a guy. Marion is an adjective constructed from his name. So I'm pretty sure they have happened because the bodyguard's updated. And I can verify that because the Marion reforms actually change everybody's bodyguard to their post-Marion version. So I'm going to so I will check my own bodyguard after this battle's done. But I think Marius has now occurred. And yeah, number 1 has collapsed. And that means we're straight into line number 2. This is why I brought plenty of lines with me. So now it's up to the Samnites, who are steady and get bonus damage versus cavalry. It works very well for the Romans in particular, by the way, because Roman Cav is basically, after the reforms, is basically Praetorian cavalry. It's really, really tough stuff. It's very, very difficult to break after that point. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Still, he's down to 38. These guys are shaken, but standing, down to 37 and winded. These guys are shaken, but standing for the time being. I'm hoping we can get them down to 30-odd before they reach the final line here, these phalanx pikemen. These guys are shaken, they're still standing and fighting. But, like, look, this guy was basically able to push straight for a phalanx in a narrow street where he couldn't flank at all. He's still got 30 strength. The Samnites are shaken. He's probably going to basically break them as well. They're shaken right now. He's still got 26 and he's fighting strong at this point. And he only had 70 to start off with. Like, Roman post-Marion cavalry is really beastly. Greek post-Marion cavalry is a lot better than it was. Actually, John, you can check this. Yeah, that's post-Marius, alright, because they only have the really awesome armor and helmets post-Marion. So, at some point, to answer a question that happened earlier, yes, Marius happened, and it has happened. I'm not really sure exactly what the trigger for it was. I did actually see Batavium had gone over from a barbarian-style settlement to a Roman-style one. It's possible Batavium hit tier 5, and that's what triggered it. It's hard to say. Anyway, those guys are now down to 8 and wavering, so that should be about your lot. In fact, actually, I'm going to have these guys fire on these Principes. So they are now free to open fire over there. These Sam Knights have done a marvellous job holding the line. Well done to those guys for holding on. And there goes the Roman faction leader. So, job done, pretty much. We just have to take out those Principes over there. But yep, Marius has indeed happened. Can confirm. It must have happened very recently, because I think I would have noticed that earlier. Otherwise, let's just quickly see if we can take out these guys and just... Oh, yeah, that's good. And that's the Roman leader actually dead. Right, you guys, actually, I'm going to send these guys forward to eat the peeler. Because if these guys want to do a peeler throw, I'd rather they wasted the peeler on the Sam Knight mercenaries. So, let's see if we can have that actually happening. And do they want to actually throw? No, they do not. Well, that's fine. I'm just going to basically have my guys continuing to fire under all circumstances. So you guys also fire, and that will just buy us time to get like 1 or 2 more volleys in. More Cretan Archfire coming in. They're already down to 113. They might get 1 throw in here, but with their general dead, they're already shaken. Yeah, they're shaken. They're screwed. So are they going to try and actually get a Peter throw in? They don't know. They're down to 90. The Cretans just tearing them apart. No, they're breaking before they even make it here. And now they're being shot in the back, so they're down to 60. The next volley should get them down towards 50 and 40. Already wavering. They will break and then be immediately shot in the back. Down to 30. Yeah, this is pretty much job done right here. Lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. So, that is it. We've got ourselves a foothold in Rome. Here we are, Roman city, on Italy itself. Lots of dead Romans floating around. Let's see if we can find the faction leader down here. Anyone see his corpse? He's going to be in here somewhere. He died, I think, on this side. I don't see his body specifically, but then maybe it doesn't matter. I see plenty of his bodyguards. I don't see him himself. I think he died on the left-hand side, not the right. Fine. In that case, guys, probably safe for you to just charge in and finish those guys off. There's just the last 2 right now. So, break formation. In you go. Job. Actually, there's 1 over there. We technically have to finish off that guy over there. The 1 spearman that's remaining. So, finish him off. And 1 Triarii to go. Job done. And now just get it back to normal speed, please. Never mind, we might have to begin the next fight at 6x speed. I swear that's not a thing. But no matter. Tarentum falls. And exterminate the local populace. Job done. Well, it didn't crash. I'll take that as a positive. We will leave the awesome Temple of Mercury. We'll retrain any of these guys that we can retrain. I'm able to train here, yeah, Cataphracts and Silver Shield Pikemen, if that's what I want. And yeah, as I suspected, they never even built a practice range here. But they do have, yeah, basic market arena. This place will do for the time being. Okay. So probably what I want next is, yeah, just a handful more phalanx. Actually, no, what I really want is spy. I want a spy on the mainland. But as for buildings, I will go for... It's a tricky one. Actually, you know, I'll get the practice range. I'd like to be able to train archers here. So, Croton is also here, but still suffering from plague. So don't rush into that. We do have... The Romans, do I have a border with them right now? And the answer is... Hang on. Looks like I might do. And... I think I might, but I'm not sure if there's an actual land route. It looks like actually I might have a border with Umbria up here of the Julii, not Latium directly. I'm not sure if there's a direct actual... I think there might be a land border, but no road border. I think is how it might be. Still... We've managed to now get these guys down to a single city. So, the Brutii still have a decent amount of strength here. But if I just knock out this last city, that's it, they're done. But I can't do that until the plague wears off. Which is kind of annoying. But we might just have to... make do. And I can't get this force back here. Okay. I need to get a force moving north sooner rather than later. So, whatever we've got left, begin building it up. Because I need some reinforcements around here. You guys get in here. You guys, Corinth, just drop the tax rate. Athens. We've got a ton of archers here, but they need to be retrained in Corinth before we can do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And cancel the Tsar Chariot. I would rather have more archers in this army. We've also got ourselves... Yeah, we've got 1 chariot there, that's fine. Basic chariot. Oh, and... mercenary peltas. You know what, I'll take mercenary peltas. They come with experience 1. And then we've got more stuff coming in over here. So, combine that with the archers that are about to be retrained to be +2 weapons. That'll be up to gold. That's not bad. This force is screwed. This force can't get anywhere. Bylazora is under control. And we've also got here, yeah, agents in terms of spy. I'm going to send a spy north. I just want to keep an eye on what's going on with the Thracian business. Bylazora, I wouldn't mind having a spy heading. In fact, you know, I'm just gonna deploy my guy to here for the sake of building a watchtower. That's good. And I'm also going to buy all of the Thracian mercenaries, because that's actually pretty good. And then Alexander the Cruel should probably start heading towards Roman territory. He needs to bring with him, yeah, all of the archers, all of the onagers, of course. Leave behind a handful over here. That should be, actually, that's too much. That is, in fact, too much. Okay. In that case, that will be fine. And then, that wasn't what I really meant to do. You need to go back over there. Then you should be able to merge in. There we go. Fine. Now, start that moving over here. Lay down more watchtowers. Byzantium needs to train a handful more troops, including, yeah, some actual skirmishers, some cavalry, and some scythe chariots, just to keep Byzantium safe. Alexander the Cruel is now heading in with a decent-sized army. Thessalonica's got a good army already, including more cataphracts coming in. Bylazora needs to... Who are you and where did you come from? Refined taste, poor trade, untouched by fear... Whoever you are, you're alright. So, we'll let you actually command this army. Are you actually... Can we not retrain this? There's no city barracks here. Fine. So, these troops need to move down to Thessalonica for retraining, where there's an army barracks. That's absolutely fine, except there's no... Do you guys... Okay. Do you guys have a practice range at least? Okay, you've got the archery range. So, you just step outside and tell these guys to naff off, please. Because these guys need to naff off. So you go over here. Just auto-resolve that. That's fine. Good, he's dead. So, everyone needs to go where they need to go right now. So, you 4 guys need to head up here towards Bylazora. All the troops in Bylazora that I can't merge together to fix need to be heading down south in order to be fixed at Thessalonica. These guys are already pretty good shape, all things considered. The Desert Cavalry, I can't repair. So that just needs to get broken up, because that's taking up valuable spots in the army. You. All of you head to Thessalonica. Archers, get in the city. These forces, however, also need... now we need to send 1 more unit back south to be repaired from the damage that was taken during that battle. You get back over here. Okay, now Bylazora can retrain the archers and train more archers up. Thessalonica can retrain these troops. That's all absolutely fine as well. This force is already in decent condition. And if there's any full-strength archers and full-strength infantry... You guys can join up to this. In fact, Zeixis, how old are you? You're 43, so you're fine for the time being. But deploy this guy down to Thessalonica to oversee that retraining. Lower their tax rate for safety. Zeixis now has a good army here. And if you guys can spare a good unit of... Actually, there's a good unit of elephants and cav there. Deploy that. And swap that out for 1 unit of damaged mercenaries. The mercenaries can just join up to a back force here. You can just basically chill out here and be ready to intercept any Roman forces that cause trouble. We've now got a good force on the move, another good force moving in. In fact, actually, they should probably head by sea. I'll probably bring the boats up ready to help them out. And Bylazora, decently well protected. Thessalonica ready to go. New force coming in from the south as well. That's looking alright to me. If I could just take... I might just go and take Croton, even though it's plaguey, because I can actually knock out... Yeah, there we are. There's Governor's Villa there as well. Because I can actually knock out the Brutii next turn, even though they've still got armies and family members on the field, just by virtue of they've got no cities left. Which could definitely be worthwhile. Could be very, very well. And I would, by the way, have flipping war elephants on the field by now, if it weren't for the bloody plague in Antioch. Luckily, I've still got some in Carthage, but the bloody Scipii are determined not to attack me, so I can't show you them, because the game is not cooperating with me today. Also, watch out for this guy. He's kind of worrying me a little bit. I'm just going to basically go around shadowing him, because I don't really like the fact he's wandering around being a little bit on the tough side. You're over there. You're over there. That's archers in 2 turns. Cates could do with a little bit more... Yeah, I'm just going to give them just a little bit more day-to-day stuff. I might just give them some scythe chariots. Scythe chariots are fun. Just do what you can. Just do what you can. And then we're training everything we can here. Actually, Pergamum could probably do with just training more... Oh, Pergamum. Oh, you sexy beast. With flipping cataphracts all over the shop now. Yeah, we got plenty of cataphracts ready in Pergamum. Don't forget about them. Where are the nearest boats that I could deploy to... Here's some. Don't forget about moving the cataphracts over. Don't forget about moving all these troops over, or these guys. We've actually got a decent army across these 3 cities whenever we need to deploy it, which is not that bad at all. 14,000 money to spare. That's not that bad. Fine. Let's see what happens next, because I suspect... Oh. Troops just started heading south fast. Suspect the Julii are coming. Also, we've got flipping pirates around, which is annoying. Okay, this is why I trained a spy, because I wanted to see this. You're not a very good spy yet, but you'll do the job. Just get you up here. Yeah, as I suspected, what we've got is a land border versus the Scipiones, and that looks like Julii coming straight at me. So, the Julii have realised what's going on. They're not exactly thrilled. Nothing major on diplomatic, just Britain backwards and forwards. And my goodness, the Carthaginians have made clear glass, which I'd like to take credit for, because I'm currently ruling Carthage. So this is clearly my innovation, damn it. Carthage is in a lot of trouble. Because even at population 8,000, I can't keep it from bloody revolting. I might lose Carthage to being a rebel city, just because I can't bloody hold it, because I need a proper general to manage it. But I have no way of getting a proper general over there. Okay. Croton is... Oh, Croton's recovered, but sometimes the turn after it recovers, if you go back in, it goes back to being plaguey anyway. But I think it's worth the risk on this occasion, because I might be able to just knock out the Brutii right now. Mm-hmm. I've got to think that's worth the risk, right?
Oh, do you want to put it to the chat?
No, I think I'm going in regardless.
I don't want diplomacy.
It's too much fun. You can't ask me to not attack flipping with... Sorry, do you want me to not use...
You can't ask me to not attack anybody.
With elephants, Claire. With my elephants. You're asking me to not go in with my elephants.
No, I'm not asking you that. I'm trying to, like, insert myself back in the conversation so I can tell you there's quite a lot of messages from the chat with questions for you, because we...
Oh, go on then. Well, it was your fault for saying, hey, give me questions, and I will answer them. That's your fault. You brought that on yourself, Claire.
It's not my fault. It's literally why I'm here. It's my job.
That sounds like someone who's asking to be fired to me. Right there.
Chat, let us know if you think John is being really rude in the chat.
Shh. Oh, go on then, Claire. What have you got for us while I go and spend some money?
Shout out to Bean, who says she's coming to London for EGX Res in a couple of weeks. I want to visit a museum, but I have no clue which one. Do you have any suggestions? I'm a graphic design student.
Ooh, okay, I was just about to say, it's British Museum, but okay, fine, there might be better options.
Probably like Tate Modern.
Yeah, Tate Modern would probably be good, yeah.
But like, also, all the museums are free in London, so if it's not a time question, then you can do several ones.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Tate Museum, the Tate Modern is good. There's like a museum of design and everything.
I don't know where that is.
But like,
yes.
I know there is one because we saw it on that game show about building Lego. What? It's true.
It's true, yeah. You could have said on that documentary we watched on BBC4 about high-class cultural adult things.
It was a competition about who could build the best Lego.
It was pretty damn good. It was
excellent
pretty
viewing.
damn good, yeah.
Anyway, so either of those. Yeah, and also shout out to Enzo, who wanted to know your thoughts on BioWare and the upcoming Anthem game, especially after the revelation that much of their employees are abandoning ship.
Honestly, I'm not desperately excited by Anthem. I don't think Anthem looks particularly exciting. I'm not sure many people think Anthem looks particularly exciting. It looked very boring and generic to me from the footage they showed at, what was it? Was it E3? The last time they showed off the footage where they showed off like the fake commentated footage where they took off and flew through the jungle and then the guy went underwater and diddly-diddly-dee. It looked so, I can't think of a better word than generic. It looked so just boring and generic. So I'm not convinced it's looking at all interesting, really. I don't think it looked good at all. So it's a shame. It's a real shame, but it does seem a bit of a waste of their talents, to my mind, yes.
Yeah, also shout out to Oliver, who wanted to know if you are only into ancient history or if you have an interest in more modern history as well.
I definitely do kind of have an interest in various, but I would say, like, I have an interest, but I don't have an expertise. I think is hopefully a fair way to summarise it.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite, up to the same level of knowledge. But it's much more of a casual interest for modern history, I'd say.
Oh, and York points out in chat that the Victoria and Albert Museum is a design museum, and it's close to the Natural and Tech Museum in London. I've been here 10 years. I haven't been to the V&A, so that's my bad.
I've been to the V&A before.
We should go at some point, yeah. Anyway, there you go. Those are really helpful suggestions.
Yes.
More helpful than mine. Shout out to Rainbows and Pasta in chat, who wanted to know if you've got plans for a brand new and epic series after Skyrim is over.
There are two options. Which are both highly requested games, but like not all highly requested games become series because, like, as I'm kind of actually discussing in the Patreon cast I just recorded today, like some things I look at and I know even though they're frequently requested, I know they don't necessarily suit my style that well, and thus they aren't necessarily the best options. There are two games that are frequently requested I think would suit my style very well and would kind of give me an opportunity for role-playing and storytelling and all the fun stuff that makes Skyrim a good series can move over, and they're both extremely popular, well-known, frequently requested games. I don't know which one I'm going to settle on yet. I haven't even I haven't discussed that. I haven't even told that to the Patreon crew yet because I don't want to raise hopes.
You haven't told me.
I haven't told Claire either.
Yeah, and people are taking some guesses in the chat, and we're obviously not going to tell you because
Claire's definitely not going to tell you.
I don't want you guys to know before I know.
Exactly, Claire's no. So there's two that are really in strong contention for taking the Skyrim spot because Skyrim's got to be a matter of like, I don't know, 4 to 6 parts off being done.
Sorry, is Patreon Cast coming out tomorrow, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Ideally, yes. Patreon Cast will be coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm editing it tomorrow morning, so, shortly after, well, not shortly, but, tomorrow, hopefully.
Shout out to Claire, who's working on a bank holiday Sunday. Good, Claire.
There was a Patreon Cast to edit.
Claire is a good egg.
Thank you. As long as I have chocolate when I'm working on.
Excellent.
Anyway, Will asked a question, wanted to know if you know whether in Roman era city warfare, whether it involved staying in rigid formations like in Rome Total War, or if they were like sneaking down alleyways, shivving each other and stuff.
Interestingly, many times that we have accounts of the Romans moving into cities, like the battles generally happen outside the cities. Actually walking into the city is a matter of it's already been settled. In many cases, like say in the Gallic campaigns where that's not so much a case, we see a lot of evidence that like Julius Caesar for the most part would do things like places would be sieged out. Like rather than actually fighting hand to hand through streets, sieging would be the order of the day. And if you couldn't siege, then you would very often basically burn to the ground. Artillery might be involved. So I don't recall a huge number of instances being listed in Roman military history of like actual accounts of street-to-street fighting, and that's true in Hellenic too. The battles tend to happen in the open field. If it gets to the city walls, generally the attacker would settle in for a nice siege and try to starve them out. And that, of course, is assuming you're even engaging in total war, appropriate enough for this game. Hellenic cultures, for the most part, did not engage in total war. The aim of war was not really to, like, you know, destroy and annex your opponent. The aim of war might be to push them and to assert dominance and to force them into concessions. But for the most part, there's not a huge amount of evidence that Athens and Sparta were ever really actually actively looking to destroy the other. Because even in like times when Sparta was actually able to like basically effectively win the Peloponnesian Wars, even when Sparta was in a position to do so, for the most part, it just handed Athens straight back to the Athenians, just with like, you know, a nice friendly pro-Spartan king installed, and that king would normally be gone a few months later or whatever, and Athens would be pretty much back to however it was. Like, there's not really a huge amount of evidence that the Hellenic city-states really had any interest in annexing each other, for the most part. Annexing was for barbarians. You could annex a barbarian, but it was just uncivilized to annex another Hellenic culture. So, and the Romans were much more up for sieging. They were happy to just starve their enemies out. And basically, although in all fairness, if you could just kill your enemy's king and wipe out their army on the field, for the most part, everyone would just capitulate without even bothering with the siege.
So, Chitara wants to know if you've got any thoughts about the Fallout New Vegas mod New California.
From what I've seen of it, I reserve judgment for the time being. I tend to not get too excited about these big mods until like I have a chance to actually play them myself, because sometimes it depends on who's involved. Sometimes like you find the lack of like professionalism shines through. Like the level design is very poor. They don't balance frustration and difficulty properly. The new stuff that's added in falls victim to people wanting to add stuff that's really cool without thinking about game balance, and game balance seems to be a very minor consideration. So, you know, they have problems a lot of the time. I will definitely give it a look when it shows up. Absolutely, I will give it a look. I don't get excited about them till I've actually had a chance to play them through, because I don't know whether they're actually going to be any good. Like, you know, like a few months ago, like a big question that came up a lot was like, oh, John, I bet you're really excited about them remaking Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in the Fallout 4 engine. It's like, yeah.
Someone literally has that as a question in the chat.
And literally my response at the time was, yeah, it'll be fun if they actually ever happen. But like Skywind and Skyblivion and whatever, like it's one of those things that seems to be in development forever and never actually happens. And then occasionally they just cease to exist. And then like, you know, a couple of months after I said that, flipping remaking Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 engine, the Project Capital Wasteland, that's shut down because it ran into legal issues with the licensing of audio, and it didn't want to proceed without being able to use any of the original audio because it's too iconic. And New Vegas, being remade in Fallout 4, said, we're going to avoid that because we're going to re-record the audio. I was like, oh, no, they're going to redo it with either amateur or very low-quality voice actors, because that's going to be all they can afford, and it's going to be awful. It's just going to sound dreadful, and presumably the Pip-Boy radio won't work, the voice acting will be bad, and that's going to really take me out of the experience, and it probably won't happen anyway. Like, you know, if you had me to bet money on whether Fallout New Vegas built-in Fallout 4 engine will ever actually come out, I'd probably bet against it rather than for. Like, I don't even necessarily think it's ever going to happen. It's going to eventually run into some legal difficulty or other, or fragmented people are going to be. I'm not even convinced that's ever going to happen.
MacLeod says John's opinion on storymods.exe.
Yeah. I'm just saying, just like, you know, I reserve judgment till it actually comes out. And then the question comes, okay, so you've remade Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4's engine, and it's taken you years, and how much effort, and all these legal issues. Why did you do it? Because we already had New Vegas. I mean, the only advantage is, I agree that the gunplay is superior in Fallout 4, absolutely. But, like, is that really worth it? Is it? Is it really? Plus, Fallout 4's quest system and triggers are so complicated. I also suspect when it comes out, it will be a buggy mess that will make Fallout New Vegas look good by comparison. Because how quests and factions interact with quest triggers in New Vegas is hugely complicated. I suspect it won't be wired correctly. I suspect that will be something that will go completely wrong. But that's just me being Captain Cynical. That's just me being Captain Cynical.
Chitara says, sorry everyone, I didn't mean to start a rant.
Uh-huh.
It's alright, it's not your fault, it's all John.
Yeah.
Also, Anthony Thomas is all up in the chat with a number of examples of sieges where the city was captured or saved by house-to-house fighting, including King Pyrrhus of Epirus, who was killed in Argos when a woman dropped a roof tile on his head, which I thought was a really fun anecdote.
Which is also maybe a good explanation of why, for the most part, they didn't do house-to-house fighting. Because embarrassing stuff like that happens.
Jakob wants to know when Rome Total War is finished. Are you going to have another Total War game on the stream in future?
I will give it a bit of a break. I do want to at some point do a very hard Western Roman Empire in Rome Barbarian Invasion, which is a hilarious, really interesting Total War game, but I think I might do it as a series rather than as a live stream. And the reason is because it's kind of broken. Because it's full of level 4 cities with level 4 walls, and they didn't quite work correctly. So there might be multiple instances where I need to restart battles to make the siege towers actually cocking work. Because I've never found anyone who actually produced a mod that actually produces a reliable way of solving that problem. So we might need to, do that one as an actual series. I think that'd be hilarious at some point. Instead, I think actually I'll be happy to do some more one-offs, because, like, you know that we're alternating between Rome Total War and Civilization 6. As much fun as I'm having with both of them, it means we don't do as many one-offs as I'd like. I'd like some one-offs to return to the live streams. I think they're very fun. So I think we'll be looking forward to having a few more of them back as well.
Yeah, and Amazuki says, I would love to see more...
And another thing about remaking old Fallout games in the new Fallout engines! Ah!
They say I would love to see more Stellaris streams as well.
I think, well, after we've done Stellaris as a series, Stellaris will have a little break for the time being. At least until the next big, actual, content-heavy pack, I would say. Now, one thing that needs to happen here, I need to get into the city with these elephants before the onagers find some form of way of taking out my elephants. And I can't help but notice the onagers appear to be looking kind of interestingly at my elephants right now. So I need to get my flipping archers moving forward into a position to counterfire. Like, oh, they're not firing at the elephants though. They're firing at my... Ouch, they just killed some Cretans, you bastards. Right, I need to get the Cretans. Cretans into loose formation, please. Cretans in loose formation. You guys, yep, spread out, spread out, spread out. Oh, they just took out 2 more bloody Cretans. Are we actually ready to have a shot? Yeah, we're ready to have a shot here. Guys, just actually, you know what, you're fine. Open fire. You're nice and spread out right now. In comes that fire. And that fire, luckily, they're using the flaming shot, which means they should miss pretty badly. So... Fire is now raining down on the onagers, which I'm hoping will slow them down a little bit because they'll have to change over the guys operating the onagers. In comes more fire and counterfire. I don't think you can use flaming arrows to set these on fire. I think that was only introduced in Medieval 2. But just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to... Actually, there's another guy dead. I'm going to actually put one of these guys to flaming arrow mode and one of them not. In comes the attack, and that's a big hit right there. Ouch! That was like flipping 40 people dead in one strike because the bloody guys are packed so densely close together. That's an attack on the Cretans, but that's a miss. And in comes some flaming arrows. But yeah, I do not believe you can set onagers on fire. You can destroy them by attacking them just with standard troops. But actually, just to be ready for that, I should probably actually get my own troops moving forward here. What else have we got? Those are... That's just a couple of those guys. Sam Knight. Sam Knight's moved nice and fast. The gate's at 46 and going up fast. In comes more firepower. The flaming arrows are gorgeous. Even such a pretty game. Such a damn pretty game, Rome. Even for all these years. It's been out for decades and it's still gorgeous. And bang. Okay, lovely. Well, not decades. It's been out for over a decade. It's been out for over a decade. I'm not sure it's actually closer to... Okay, more people going down. Actually, the ordnance is down to 4 at this point. Possibly just we should concentrate fire with non-flaming arrows. Because if we can just take out a handful more troops with the day-to-day, with the normal arrows, we'll actually be able to stop it. I think actually we're already down to only one of them being able to fire. One of them is now run out of men. So just keep concentrating firepower over there. That's down to 3 men. Still able to fire? Or are they now inoperable? I think they're inoperable. I think we've now rendered them inoperable. Good. And that means my actual archers can now change fire over to the Triarii. Marvellous. So you guys just change your fire over to there, please. That's absolutely fine. That guy is pretty much done. Send in the Sam Knights in a moment in order to clean that up. But this is now looking... Oh, yeah. Oh, the Triarii are going to be torn to shreds. They just lost like 20 guys. That's nice. That's nice. Right. That is a good little front door entry right there. Only just had me a little bit on the nervous side. I'm going to send my Sam Knights just to mop them up, just to make sure they don't actually manage to do anything else here. And those guys are now being, shot in the back some more. And I think everything else is... Where's the general? Do they even have a general? Do they just have a captain? That is... No. The general is actually a group of Astarte. There's no actual general here. Good. That makes life even easier. So we've just got 1 unit of Astarte, 1 unit of Velites. Fine. We should just be able to cut this at this point. And this is... Awesome Temple of Mars. Now that, I will be very glad to have on the Italian mainland. That's +3 experience to anything retrained here. Now, we've also got 1 Hippodrome. Give me, Legion Barracks. That is the equivalent of City Barracks, I believe. And Catapult Range. We've got archers with 3 experience we can train here. Now that is what I wanted to see. That is very, very good news indeed. Right. Now with that actually determined... Oh, hang on. Just back off. Let the, let those guys have another shot over here. The Cretans will now have a good, easy shot at the Triarii. And as soon as they are dead, I can send my Sam Knights in to... Actually, oh, yeah. That's a lot of pleasing firepower. As soon as they actually go down, my Sam Knights can finish the job. So they're down to 53. They're eager, but they're winded. And another shot, please. You guys just stop. Just stop where you are. Just fire at will, please. You know what? It's fine. I'm going to pull these guys back a little bit. And then I'm going to slam them in the rear with the elephants. So these guys are over to shaken, and there we go. And now mercenary peltasts and elephants. So now they're going to be slung in the back. In comes the elephant. Lovely. There's actually the general. The general started to get involved first. I'm going to actually sacrifice my own general here. This is a stupid plan. Oh, they're already broken. It's fine. I might accidentally manage to peltast my own general to death. This is the only cav I've got. So, whatever. Still, I think we're pretty much in control at this point. So, Claire, back to you.
Yes, indeed. There was this lovely anecdote from Mickey that I really, really loved. It says, my cat Sonny absolutely despises MATN videos.
Aww.
He doesn't care about any other video, but if it has John's voice in it, he will try to knock my phone out of my hands.
Aww.
It's adorable.
Aww.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was a bit funny.
Why would you have told me that? Now I'm sad.
But it's fine, it's a cat. It's not like if it was a dog that didn't like your voice.
No, but animals.
Yeah, but you're loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, but you are loud. Sometimes when you're really excited and you say something, you know, like really loud, Tabby gets really scared.
Is it possible your cat's racist against British people?
Oh my god. Okay. Moving on. Shout out to Dan, who says, for Christ's sake, use the alt-right click to right click to let your cataphracts use their maces. It makes them 3 times as effective.
Oh, I always forget to do that. Yeah, I do always forget to move them into mace attacks. Yeah, but if you can get the charge in, they're very good with the lancers. Yes, but yeah, you're right. I do always forget to put them into the mace attack. So
Roderick also says, speaking of the live streams, do we have anything special planned for next week's stream, as it is the 1st year anniversary of the first Stellaris stream that kicked off once a week streams.
It was just going to be another Civ 6, but I don't know. Maybe something special will turn up. I know I did hint that there might be something special last week, by the way. That was something I want to spend a little bit more time planning and setting up. So I didn't have time to set that up this week. But I do actually have, potentially something special coming up at some point in the not too distant future.
And Justine wants to know how your friends and family took the news that you were becoming a professional YouTuber.
They were the ones that insisted upon it, because I was trying to work a full-time job that was like 60 hours a week at the same time as doing YouTube output, not much lower than what we do now. So I was working a good, easy 100-hour a week. I looked exhausted. They told me they were worried about my health. So my friends and my family were the ones who insisted I make a choice. I either do one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing, already a video a day, right?
I think I was doing a video a day, yeah.
You did a video a day at some point for November.
Yeah. That was a long time before that.
That was a really long time before. But
yeah.
you did it for that, and you were like, oh, I can actually do it.
Yeah.
So you... Yeah.
Though there was an element of cheating that, because some of that was pre-prepared ahead of time.
Yeah, but you kind of realised that if you did pre-prepare it, you were able to sustain that.
Yeah.
And, you are nothing if not an overachiever, so...
Oh, you say the nicest things. Velites are weirdly actually charging rather than actually attempting to, pelt. But that's fine. If the Velites want to do that, then the Velites can do that. I'm just going to use the camera. I'm going to use this building here to get the camera nice and high up. This is higher than you're normally allowed to get the camera, but you can force the camera higher than it's supposed to get using that. So this first group of mercenary hoplites is going to do a good job just wearing down these principes a little bit, and then the second group will actually be the one that actually finish the job, I'd say. So this group will inevitably break sooner or later. They're going down. Actually, they're holding steady. They're doing alright for the minute. The Velites are down to 50. And the Principes are down to 47. That group breaks, and now we go down to the second tier. They try and flee through. And now, they're trying to throw some Peeler over here. I think they did one guy's worth of damage. So now these guys are going to just slowly be worn down. I'm just going to move this up to double game speed. Let's see, the last battle I ended on 6x speed and it didn't stick. I think that was just a weird bug. That was just a really weird bug. For some reason, it actually decided to stick on that occasion. So now at this point, it's basically the Velites are going to go down super fast, and then it's just a question of how long it takes to actually wear through the Principes. Can the Principes be taken out by this group, or do you need to wait for the next? But pretty much we're just running through them, and this is it. This is going to be the end of the Brutii right here. So Julianus Vatinius canonically does not exist. He was never recruited. He just lives a happy life out in Asia Minor. Everything's fine. In come the Velites for another go. These Principes are doing well, but then they are a generous unit, which means they get a really big boost to their morale, down to 37. Going down, very slowly, in fact, but that's fine. We've got another unit right around here. If need be, we can just rely on them. In fact, actually, screw it. Guys, just open fire. Open fire on the Principes. You're allowed to fire, even though you're going to partly be shooting our own guys. So just start opening fire there, and you know what? That's fine. They broke. Job done. And that should be, unless the Brutii are just kind of sitting on a flipping secret city somewhere, these guys over here should go, they're gone rogue. And that means exterminate this. Croton doesn't actually need anything else, but anything I train here is going to have, let's just check this here, no blacksmith, but experience +3. Experience +3, and only 80% happiness, even having just been exterminated, which is mildly concerning. Now, do I want to try and have any of these guys in my guys over here? Because this guy's 24, he's alright. And then we've got this guy who's 36, and he's all on his own. I might actually just have myself, and then another guy up here. Okay, plenty of these guys, their armies have disbanded. I'm going to have myself diplomats all over the shop here. I'm going to see if I can... Obviously, everything's halfway through training, something that takes 2 turns to train. I'm going to have myself diplomats everywhere, and I'm going to see if I can maybe buy some of these guys. So I'm going to not try... I'm going to try to spend no money beyond what I already have this turn. I'm going to see if I can use some of that money to buy some of these guys. I'm going to get some Romans working for me. Alright, that's what I want. I want some Romans working for me right now. So resistance is futile, but faction destroyed the house of the Brutii. Job flipping done. You see, on this occasion, Julianus Vatinius didn't need to become a mercenary in Asia Minor. He had no reason to do that because I've already developed Asia Minor into a series of really nice cities. Really nice, good, honest Hellenic cities. So as a result, he was happy to just stay at home and live his own life. He didn't need to take up the sword. Alright? He can basically just have a nicer life right now in his current form. Everything's okay. Carthage, by the way, up to... Carthage is actually up to 80. That's presumably glory, isn't it? Yeah. No, hang on. Population boost, tax bonus. I thought there was a glory benefit for destroying another city, but it's not showing up there if it is. Fine. So we got both of these here. Croton, meanwhile, can probably do with... yeah, Croton can train Phalanx Pikemen, but not Silver Shield, but that's not really a priority. I'd rather have these guys have... blacksmiths. But... actually, you know what? That's dangerous. I'm going to actually have these guys have the Odeon, just because I need these guys to be happy. Like, happiness is going to be difficult with a Temple of Mars. We're just going to have to see what we can do. This guy is already moved as far as he can. We've got this guy over here. We've got this army here. Fine. Let's see where they're going to go next at this point. Hold on to that 12,000. Let's see what we've got next. Here come the Julii. They're coming. And the Dacians are spying on us, but that's fine. The Thracians seem a lot more interested in going over there. And as I would indeed have suspected, yeah, the Scythians are attacking over there. So we need to take care of that. Irritatingly, pirates are coming in and doing a lot of bad damage to us. Okay, you shouldn't have that flag anymore. Your faction doesn't exist. But apparently, yeah, factions' navies, when they go rebel as a result of the faction ceasing to exist, maintain their flag, which is interesting. So, this is kind of like, you know, a final bit of revenge here by the flipping... Okay, we've just lost 4 naval battles in a row, which is very annoying. So we need to train ourselves some new fleets here. And I'm guessing Antioch still... No! Snowpay. Okay. That place has gone a bit rogue at this point. Well, that's fine. At least Antioch's recovered, so we can get Antioch retrained, which is particularly good, as Antioch has 3 separate flipping war elephants ready to go. So we've got ourselves some good stuff ready over there. Alright, we got ourselves some good troops, together with actually some good generals, some good troops here. Get ourselves the... yeah, get the Great Agora underway. Then I can get the foundry going on here. So let's get that underway too. And this place could do with... yeah, let's get the Agora underway here. Because then I think the Agora is what's gating the aqueduct. So if we're having problems with plague breaking out, let's actually get the public health bonuses going in. But actually, before I do that, before you go spend huge amounts of money on flipping Agora, remember what we're actually supposed to be doing here, which is... number 1, diplomats. So, number 1. Hello, Mr. Roman. How'd you like to work for me? Nope, he's not up for it. Where are the other guys? We got another one here who can you make it to him? You can't quite make it to him this turn, unfortunately. And you're being trained right now. So we haven't managed to win him over, but these 2 are the guys that have the actual 0 armies with them. So if anyone's going to be won over, it's them. Speaking of which, yep, Thrace has indeed attacked Dacia. Good. That's going to keep the the Thracians away from my territory. Though there are chosen swordsmen here. This isn't easy pickings. But, yeah, it'll keep the Thracians distracted, which works for me. Anything new on the factions? Not much, to be honest. Right. And we also need to have... yeah, we could ideally do with... you come over here. Keep coming a little bit further over. If you can, slap down a watchtower about there. There we go. Now he's got visibility of Capua. That's what I wanted to say. So we've got visibility of Capua right here. You come over to about here-ish. You've still got visibility of this spot right here. And for the first time, we've got sight of Rome. There it is. There's Rome with its courier, its hippodrome, its dockyard. We've actually got eyes on Rome for the first time. Together with its... reasonable but not indestructible army. It's got, yeah, a full stack army, a different full stack army, all of which get some good bonus experience for the most part, and Rome itself, which is just chilling out there. And the Julii are coming. They've had enough. They've had enough of actually sharing a border with me, unsurprisingly. So. And by the way, anything happening? No, once again, Carthage has just basically been left completely alone. So, when I do the highlights for this live stream, I guess I won't be doing a reference of Carthage defense, because I figured that was going to happen this turn, and it didn't. So that's good. And Cyrene's ready to go as well. Ah, Cyrene can have a port. Cyrene with a port will make that's a little bit more money anyway. It's not much, actually. I thought it would be more than that, but no matter. And C was ready to go as well. That can have a shipwright. That will be lovely too. Generally, everything is fine. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? It's 8 o'clock. We've done 3 hours. Let's leave things off here.
Well, we have a few more messages before
carry
we go.
on, please. Go ahead.
Akafrey gave us £2 and wanted to know if you've heard of Dragon the Game.
I don't know. Is it some form of like game about the origin of an age?
I don't think it's actually that one, but whatever.
No, actually, I have not. I do not know anything about that one.
Foodog wanted to know what Stellaris packs and DLCs you have and you would recommend.
I have absolutely all of them.
Because they've been sending them to you.
Some of them they don't often send out the small little vanity packs. So like I bought humanoids and plantoids myself. But I got review copies of Utopia, Synthetic Dawn, and Apocalypse. Personally, I think you can have a really good time with 2.0 in its default base form. I think interestingly, I think the one that like adds the most interesting stuff is actually still Utopia. Because Synthetic Dawn doesn't really add much. It's quite a small story pack. And as for the Apocalypse, like, okay, fine, it adds Death Stars, which is really cool, but like they come in very late in the game, so the effect they have on the game is somewhat limited. Plus, like in some ways, you won't, for many empires, you won't want to use them at all because they carry a really big like diplomatic debuff versus everybody. Because would you believe it, people don't like empires that are wandering around with Death Stars blowing up other worlds. Whining gits. I know.
Yeah,
what a bunch of gits. So yeah, that's just a thing apparently. So you kind of you very often like only certain empires will ever make use of them, and they'll only be used in the late game. Like they're really badass, and they do add an interesting way of changing the game because in the event where a planet is basically representing, because like fortresses represent FTL inhibition. So if you ever got a planet that's representing FTL inhibition on an important gateway system, you need to be able to move your fleets through freely. You might wish to deploy a planet cracker just to remove them out of the equation. But to be honest, like I just understand it, the charge time on them so slow, you may as well just bombard the planets and just like invade it normally. So I don't know whether, like, you know, though they're really badass, I don't know whether it really actually adds much to the game. Utopia does add some fun stuff to the game in terms of like mega structures and the kind of the ascendancy stuff. Though I think actually ascendancy perks are now in the base game as of 2.0. They've been retroactively added in. It's just Utopia adds like synthetic, biological, and psionic, like the high evolution stuff, whatever it's called, which is kind of nice. I think like the base game's really good right now. The base game's very full by itself. It's a very big, full game. It doesn't feel incomplete. Utopia, I think, is a nice addition and is also the oldest of the main story packs, so it's actually very often cheaper and on sale. I think you can do without Synthetic Dawn or Apocalypse, and then if you have a really good time with Stellaris, then get them. But, like, you don't need to start with them at all, because, like, for a new player and for the early game, they're not going to add much.
It is quite a busy, complex game, and you would, you know...
Yeah, there's
it's
plenty
not like
to get on with.
If you like it, you won't want to replay it a million times.
Yeah, there's plenty to get on with, and plenty of different alternative empires, even without, like, any of that. So, yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah, also shout out to Megaraptor who came back in and gave us $10 and said, "Hi John, hi Claire, I'm home from work. I just stopped in to say hi and hopefully John didn't lose his best general yet. I hope the live stream's going well and I'll watch this later. Have a good day."
Oh, thank you, Megaraptor. We haven't actually lost any generals yet, as far as I'm aware.
Wait, have we not? Because people were like paying their respects to Nero earlier in chat.
Oh, he might have died of old age.
Oh, yeah, maybe that.
Someone might have died too. Oh, it's probably someone the Roman captains I defeated was Captain Nero, as in the famous Captain Nero of the defense of Carthage.
Yeah, sorry, I've not been following the game as well as usual because I'm on my own moderating here. So
yeah, I'm guessing there was a Roman captain Nero, and that's who we killed. So it wasn't one of ours; it was one of theirs. They're sadly currently mourning the loss of some Roman scum for whatever reason.
Yeah, and Killix gave us 7.99 Australian dollars.
Newly promoted best dollars.
And said 23 and retired. So thanks, John and Claire, for 3 a.m. entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very good indeed. And Wildcat gave us $5 and said, I just wanted to say I'm glad you enjoyed Stalker. It's a flawed gem, but an amazing game in story once you wrap your head around it.
Oh, yeah. It's a good game. It's a very good game. Do I want this guy to head north? Or actually, this guy should probably head north, to be honest. Right. You head north. We'll put you there. Everything will be fine. In fact, you are... Who are you? Oh, you're more kind of should be, but not quite rebel fleets there. Yeah, we're going to use this. We're going to ship Zeuxis up north. He's heading towards Batavium. Because I think we're lining up next week at this point, which is we've dealt with the Brutii. The Scipiones will hopefully be distracted by Carthage too much to try and launch too much of a defense of their own territory. Now at this point, I need to start shipping armies over to the Italian mainland to deal with the inevitable coming swarm of Julii. Here comes more. They're starting to come back. They know the problem is me now. They're coming. I need to send this force up north to smash into Batavium, and then I need to hold out in Batavium. And yeah, I was 100% right. Batavium's now a huge city. I think they took it off the Gauls when it was a large city, because it was in the barbarian style for ages, and now it is a huge city. So I'm pretty confident that, yeah, that's what's happened. It got promoted to a huge city, and that's what triggered the Marion reforms. So as a result, all my generals now have significantly improved bodyguards, as does everyone in the world, which is really cool. And if the Egyptians were still alive, they'd finally have got rid of their terrible, terrible chariots and instead have really hardcore cavalry, which is such a good step up for them. And it just, like, happens to them at random for no reason, because it's something the Romans do. Like, it can be very confusing. If you don't know that's what happens, it can be very confusing if you're playing as Egypt, because one day all your generals are armed with chariots, and then you just load up the next battle, and suddenly they're all on hardcore heavy cav, and you've no idea why. I think, however, the Brits keep their chariots after the Marion reforms. After the Marion reforms, the British are the only faction that still uses chariots for their general unit. I think that is actually true. So, we've also got to defend bloody Crataeus against the bloody Scythians a bloody again. Because they never bloody stop. So, dear oh flipping dear. Yeah, the Julii coming. We need to defend ourselves against them. We need to take Batavium off them and defend against them. And we've got to defend Carthage. So, possibly I might just have to kind of, name next week's stream Carthago delenda est iterum. To Carthage must be defended again. Well, sorry, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Claire, back to you.
Well, I've just had a new super chat comment that might reignite a certain rant, but Sweets gave us 5 New Zealand dollars.
Probably best dollars.
And said, hi John and Claire. John, have you ever thought about doing a Medieval 2 stainless steel mod series? Would think you would thoroughly enjoy it.
Now that one is generally fairly well regarded, and it's already out, and it actually exists. I've got,
Sorry, John had a massive rant about mods earlier.
Well, no, I've got more respect and tolerance for mods that actually have come out.
Yeah.
That actually physically exist. But that's useful to me. I find that very useful. So yes, I agree. There's loads of really, really big, interesting, detailed mods. There's I think there's a Total Realism mod for Rome 1. There's Stainless Steel for Medieval 2.
So what does it do?
As I understand, it kind of tries to make things a bit more realistic, as I understand it.
Cool.
And there's also, as I understand it, a very good, generally well-regarded Middle-earth mod for Medieval 2.
Do it!
Yeah, but I'd need you there to translate all the references, because I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. Claire's looking very happy. Claire's looking very, very happy.
Just saying. It would be a good live stream if you need me to translate it anyway. Did you need to do more setup for next week?
No. We're ready to wrap things up as soon as we're all caught up.
That was the last super chat, but I have one last very important question for you from Rainbows in Pasta.
Yes,
John,
yes.
What's your favourite brand of tea and snacks?
PG Tips and probably Jaffa Cakes. I do like PG Tips.
That is kind of what the chat said. You do like the like little snacker jacks, like little
little salt and vinegar snacker jacks. They're good. They're good crisps. They're good crisps. That's certainly true.
But yeah, that is it.
That's your lot. All right. So in that case, we will indeed leave things off here. So thank you very much for joining us. Quick change to the schedule for the rest of this evening. We've actually got Skyrim and Stellaris coming out tonight. Slight scheduling had to be shuffled around slightly just due to the order in which things are ready. So we've got Skyrim and Stellaris tonight. Frost as normal tomorrow. Just needs to shuffle that around slightly. So they're coming up next, but actually Stellaris will be coming out momentarily, and Skyrim a bit later, and then we'll be back to normal next week. Stellaris is staying as standard on Thursday and Sunday, but I need to move it up to tonight this week. So,
is there anything else interesting you want to tease?
No. I think that's about your lot. It's about your lot. Other than that, everything's pretty normal. I think everything's pretty normal over the coming days. So we'll just have to shuffle a couple of things around. So, hopefully, I will see you for those videos, and we will be back. Current plan is Civilization 6. Happening next week, but we may change that. Sometimes I spot things. Claire's waving a finger at me.
Yeah, because people have been doing new super chats.
Go, Claire,
so
go!
I'd like to give that to you. A shout out to the Jack the Gamer who gave us $1, and a shout out also to Wolfric who gave us $20 Australian.
Ooh, probably still best dollars.
And said another good stream with with bonus rant. Have a good weekend and see you next time. And we don't have any new sponsors for you to shout out, but thanks for everyone who came in. And to cut off on the question, the best kind of Pringles is original Pringles.
No, salt and vinegar. Original Pringles are just cardboard. They're just boring. Salt and vinegar.
We need to talk.
Salt and vinegar. They're brilliant. You can take them. You just put one on your tongue.
Do you not know how to eat crisps?
No, you don't crunch a Pringle. Something will bring you just lay on your tongue and you just absorb the salt and vinegar.
What am I even doing with this person?
This is salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar. Wow. Well, sorry. Do you also like ready salted crisps? Ready salted crisps? No. Walker's ready salted because it's boring.
Yeah, but like Pringles are special.
No, they're not. They need the salt and vinegar on them. They're boring as anything. You're wrong. You're so... Okay, whoever asked that question, you've just caused me and Claire to break up. Well done. We nearly made it a decade. Oh, well. Let's leave things off there. We'll be back next week. Civilization 6 is the plan at the moment. Next week, are we on Saturday or Sunday, according to the current plan? Crack open the calendar, Claire.
No, I have it already open. Let me double check. Next week.
Do we have anything special marked on, or do we just do a setting as normal?
No, I think we do. I just haven't got it in your calendar yet. I think we're doing Saturday.
Should be Saturday next week, but I'll update on Friday as usual. So, thank you very much for joining us. We will leave things off there. I'll hopefully see you next week. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
There's been many a true nerd. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us, and good night.
Good night. That's fried. They're powdered mashed potatoes.
Salt and that's just what a crisp is.
No.
Yes.
No, they're different than crisps.
Okay.
They don't taste like crisps.
Well, no, because they're Pringles, but they are still functionally crisps.
Right.
Yes.
But original is delicious.
Yeah, but it's still a crisp. A Pringle doesn't get to be a unique classification by itself. It still exists within a subcategory. It's clearly a crisp.
No, I mean it's like its main family is it's a potato byproduct. It's a crisp, whatever, but it's still a Pringle. Like say a sweet potato crisp is still a crisp.
It doesn't get to be a Pringle. You can't just
a
Pringle can't just exist in its own subcategory. You can't.
Yes, because it's not cooked in the same way. It's a different process. It's not made. It's not...
But it can't be the subcategory of Pringle, because you can't subcategorize something as itself. You can't just, say that, a platypus is an example of a platypus, because that's meaningless. It's just tautology. This is not a useful system of classification.
Well, then the sub-classification is not a Pringle. The sub-classification is a crisp like thing.
How would you serve a Pringle? How do you serve Pringles at a party? You put them in a bowl, right? And everyone takes a handful of them, which is a crisp.
You serve the tube. You're so weird.
What sort of pleb are you? You just serve the tube. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have to drink orange juice out of a trough as well? Cocky pleb. Some people.